I can say this much. They watch Kendall Downey. They're going to get a bunch of travel balls. I don't know how they haven't called it up. How they get called in Tri-Cities, but she's
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Doghouse for exciting high school varsity girls basketball action on a Tuesday evening here in Hermiston. Tonight we feature a Mid-Columbia Conference doubleheader in varsity girls and boys play. Our first game will feature the girls in action. Please welcome the visiting team, the Southridge Sons of Kennewick, Washington. The Sons are 3-4 on the season and 0-4 in league play. Please also give a big welcome to your hometown Hermiston Lady Bulldogs. Hermiston is currently 2-4 on the season and 0-3 in league play. Before we announce the coaches and players for this evening's game, would you please stand and renew your hats for the playing of the national anthem by the Hermiston High School Pep Band under the direction of Mr. Sean McClanahan.
Sean McClanahan and the Hermiston High School Pep Band finishing up the national anthem here this evening. Now ready to drop the lights and introduce the teams. This Mid-Columbia Conference doubleheader tonight. The Southridge Suns visiting the Hermiston Bulldogs here high atop the Purple Gym in the Old West Federal Credit Union broadcast booth. I'm Eric Olson along with Sonny Levy. It's time for our starting lineups. They're brought to you by Rick's Car Wash. For the visitors tonight, under the tutelage of second-year head coach Derek Leite, the Southridge Suns come in with a 3-4 record, but looking for their first win after 4 contests in the Mid-Columbia Conference. They will start a 4-guard lineup. The post is a 5'7" senior Peyton Santos. She'll be joined on the floor by a 5'10" junior guard, and the ball a 5'5" senior guard, Bailey Brisboe, a 5'4" senior guard, Sarah Tucker, and a 5'7" senior guard, Abril Mendez. Leite in his second year is assisted by Scott Stiles, Scott Lohr, Todd Sprong. The trainer is Axel Ellsworth. The superintendent, Dave Bond. Principal is Molly Hanker-Tales, and the athletic director at Southridge High School is Tim Wood. For the Hermiston Bulldogs, the changes in the starting lineup for third-year head coach Juan Rodriguez include a new point guard, the 5'9" freshman Cindy Sievert, getting the opportunity. Out there with her, the 5'8" sophomore guard Jaden Ray, the 5'9" sophomore forward Kendall Dowdy, the 5'9" junior guard Jaslyn Romero, and the 6'4" senior forward in Jordan Thomas. Juan Rodriguez in his third year as the head coach, assisted by Mallory Moss, Dennis Stephanie, the JV coach. Freshman coach is Amanda Rodriguez, strength and conditioning coach Emily Stroth, the trainers Dan Emery, superintendent Tricia Mooney, the principal is Tom Spoo, the athletic director is Larry Escher, and the most important member of the athletic department, Larry's assistant, Lindy Thompson. Bulldogs are 2-4, also looking for their first Mid-Columbia Conference win with an 0-3 record coming into tonight's activities, but off of a 64-42 win in Yakima over AC Davis on Saturday night. Taking a look at your injury report, brought to you by Mirasol Family Health Center. Sydney Stephanie, who missed the game last Friday with the dental emergency, is here in uniform tonight and will be playing this evening, but still not at 100%. Other than that, this Bulldog team is pretty much about as healthy as they've been. The quote from Juan Rodriguez there at the end of the coach's interview was that he wanted to make sure that all of his players had the best opportunity to prove themselves and that their ability to play on the varsity floor. He called it a fact-finding mission. So here in December, this Bulldog team is still on a fact-finding mission. I guess that makes sense at 2-4.
I would hope not, though. I would hope that, through your summer program and everything else, that your fact-finding has already been realized, because most of these girls already played in those programs coming into Hermiston. But they've got to find continuity, some way to go ahead and find their game for every single girl in this varsity squad, how to play with each other. And that's what they haven't been able to find, is a good continuity between players yet.
Again, at the same time, summer ball and high school varsity basketball, a very different animal. They don't drop the lights and do introductions like they are right now. Southridge out there being introduced along with Hermiston, alternating introductions in the Mid-Columbia Conference. Southridge, it's an all-blue uniform with white numerals and lettering trimmed in yellow. Hermiston, the all-white uniform, purple numerals and lettering with some purple trim. Bulldogs across the front. Finish with the opposing coaches' thoughts, brought to you as well by Mirasol Family Health Center. Derek Leite, the second-year head coach, they're going to press a lot. They're going to try to make the pace of this game be helter-skelter. They'll use a lot more of their bench in theory. And, the same strategy everybody's going to have. Try to attack Jordan Thomas. See if you can get Hermiston 6'4" forward in foul trouble. She didn't on Saturday in Yakima, but last Friday against Pasco she did, and it was part of the reason that Pasco was able to win 68-54.
Yeah, and that was very unfortunate. She started off very well in that game, and then she picked up that one early first foul. From that point on, she looked like she was a little bit more tentative, and then she picked up that, again, a second early foul, and that really put her on the bench for a while.
Take a look at the scoreboard brought to you by Ranch and Home. The other games, Pasco's in non-conference at Eastmont. Kennewick is hosting West Valley out of Yakima. Hanford has Wenatchee at home tonight. Richland is at Walla Walla at Chiawana at Kamayakan. Tip won by Jordan Thomas. Kendall Dowdy's got on the far sideline, and the Bulldogs in the whites attacking left to right. Dowdy throws it inside, too high for Thomas off their fingertips, and Abril Mendez will bring it into the front court. Fling it off of the hands of Sarah Tucker, out of bounds on the far sideline, right into the hands of Sean McClenahan. Looking very dapper in his, what I imagine today was here at Hermiston High School, and I mean this with as much respect as possible. Ugly Christmas sweater day.
There's a few of them out there.
Dowdy on the left block from Sievert, flips it up over the rim, pings off of the hands of Brisboe, and Brisboe controls for Southridge. Scoreless half a minute in. Into left wing for Emmy Ball. The junior guard will try a three-pointer, front iron off, and rebounded by Romero. Lobs it up court to Sievert, running down the left lane. The freshman, partial block, rebound, put back Thomas, puts Hermiston on the board first. The follow-up gives Hermiston the lead about 50 seconds into the contest, and Jordan Thomas, who had 20 points on Saturday at Davis, on the board. Peyton Santos throws it out of bounds, too tall for Brisboe. On the baseline, Hermiston will inbound, and full court pressure shown by Southridge in a 1-2-2 look with 7:03 on the clock and Hermiston in front, 2-zip. Bulldogs break it easily. Sievert down the middle of the floor, flings it left wing for Dowdy, out to Romero, steps into a three-point shot, high arcing off to the right and out of bounds. She hit 6 3-pointers in the first half against Davis, on the way to a team-high 23 points. 2-0 right now for Hermiston, with 6:46 on the clock in the first quarter. Between the rings, Mendez bounces far side, tipped out by Romero, into the Hermiston cheerleaders. Got about a 3-row full student section. Fans still filtering in on both sides. Mendez on the right wing. Drive it against Romero. Down on the baseline, dribbles it out of bounds. And the turnover will give the Bulldogs the ball with 6:36 of the clock in the first quarter. In front, 2-0. Substitution for Southridge. First off of the bench for Derek Leite is a 5'1" senior guard, Marcus Griffiths. Diminutive, but we have seen her at the varsity level for a couple of years from this Southridge team. The team that Hermiston has played the most back when they were an OSAA member. Dowdy on the left wing to the top of the key. Seifert into the right corner through Ray's hands, out of bounds. Jaden Ray, a turnover on Hermiston. 6:22 on the clock of the first quarter, 2-0 the lead. Mallory Moss, the assistant coach, telling Seifert to get up and pick up the point guard, Griffiths, into the game, a little bit higher on the court. Top of the key, ball coming to her left, around a high pick from Santos. 18-footers off iron into Ray's hands for Hermiston. 2 minutes gone, 2-0 Bulldogs. Handoff near side for Sievert. Throws it onto the right wing for Ray. They're looking to get it inside against the Southridge zone. Left corner, Romero tees a tray. Front iron off, rebound, put back and across the arms. Thomas is hit by Peyton Santos and is going to the line for 2 foul shots. We have, you know what, I'll leave you out of this. I have, for years, maligned the foul shooting of Hermiston. Let me say something nice as Thomas misses the first. They were 84% from the foul line in the win against Davis on Saturday. Jordan, of course, goes 0 for 2. I'm not taking credit for a broadcaster's jinx there. Ray's got it. Hermiston got the offensive rebound. She throws it out of bounds on the far sideline. 5:47 on the clock in the opening quarter. 2-0 Hermiston's lead, and Juan Rodriguez wants a full timeout.
A full timeout awarded to Hermiston.
Bulldogs have the advantage, but they need 60 to talk about it. We'll take a minute as well here on AM 1360 KOHU. Southridge ball, top of the key. Emmy Ball hits a three. Got a shooter's roll from distance, straight on. And Southridge out of the Hermiston timeout has a 3-2 lead. Dowdy throws it underneath to Thomas, and Hermiston gets it back out on the perimeter on a miss. Stepping in front of a pass, Tucker the other direction. Chased down by Sievert and fouled. And Sarah Tucker just going to the foul line to take 2 opportunities. As Sydney Sievert, the freshman, getting her first varsity home start, will commit her first foul. The first foul on Hermiston, 5:16 on the clock in the first quarter. Sarah Tucker is one of 6 seniors, part of Derek Leite's second team at Southridge High School. Prior to Southridge, he was the coach for quite some time at Umatilla, in charge of their boys programs. Sarah Tucker goes 0 for 2. So we are 0 for 4 between the two teams from the foul line in the first quarter. And with 5:05 on the clock, a 3-2 lead for Southridge. Thomas up top to Sievert, right side for Ray, and Hermiston keeps passing it around the perimeter. Left corner, another 3 for Romero, off iron. And a foul is going to be called on Jordan Thomas. Going over the back. When you're a foot taller than the other person, just because you're over the back doesn't mean you've actually committed contact. Would be look jump ballish to me. 4:45 left in the first quarter. Up top Ball. Kicks it near side for Griffiths. Finds Tucker at the top of the key. Coming down the right lane. Lobs it back out on the perimeter. Ball drives into traffic. Too hard off the glass. Got her own rebound and kicks it out. Tucker on the right side. Tucker picks up her dribble and needs help. Back to Griffiths between the rings. Tucker on the right wing in front of the Hermiston defense. Dowdy gets a steal. Stepping in front of a ball pass. Dowdy throws it wildly to half court. And then a foul as Sievert tried to lob it up court to Romero. She was hit by Bailey Brisboe. Her first and the second team foul. And Hermiston will make a change. Sievert comes out. And Sydney Stephanie will come into the game. The 5'3" senior point guard missed last Friday. Last time we were on the air with the Bulldogs, the Pasco games, because of a dental emergency. Juan Rodriguez said not at full strength yet. Sievert down right next to Amanda Rodriguez on the bench. Thomas left elbow, pull-up jumper, off iron too hard, and rebounded on the backside by Tucker. Griffiths stolen by Sydney Stephanie. The other end all by herself, a lay-in to get Hermiston back in front. 4-3. 3:45 of the clock in the first quarter. Brisboe between the rings, throws near side into the hands of Mendez, the senior. Bounces back to the top of the key. Tucker there. And a foul out on the perimeter. Jaden Ray commits it. Third on Hermiston and her first. With 3:30 left in the first quarter. It'll be a near side inbound just up from the Hermiston bench. Brisboe to put it in play. And now Mendez running the handles. Lobs it right corner. Griffiths there. Tees a three-pointer. Front iron off. Chased down by Santos on the backside. Throws it into traffic, and it's out off of one of Hermiston's shins last. So the Bulldogs will defend a baseline inbound. Brisboe, the senior, will put it in play. Everybody stacked up on the left elbow to start. Into Santos on the perimeter. Up top to Ball. The junior will put it on the floor. Drive down the lane. Run over the top of Romero and commit a charging foul. Romero got herself in right position there.
Yeah, that was nice backside help that time by Romero, and was able to go ahead and pick up that offensive foul on Southridge.
Full court pressure. Romero passes it. Ray can't get it. It's out of bounds, and Southridge, what was honestly kind of token pressure, works to force the turnover. 4-3 Hermiston with 3:09 on the clock in a sluggish start to this first quarter. Into Griffiths, stuck on the baseline. Blocked away by Dowdy. Into the paint, though. Picked up and flipped up by Brisboe in. Brisboe's first points put Southridge back out in front. 3 minutes left in the first quarter. 5-4 is the score in favor of the visitors. Ray across the timeline. Hands off to Stephanie between the rings. Skip it down onto the baseline. 12-footer floated up by Romero. Backside rebound. Stolen away from Ray by Mendez. for Southridge. She'll go down the far sideline. Hesitated half court in his trap. Dowdy and Ray trap Mendez. They get it away, and then Ray commits her second foul. 14th foul on Hermiston with 2:37 left in the first quarter. And Southridge in front by 1. We'll send Sarah Tucker back into the game along with Marley Martin, a 5'7" junior guard. And to the scorer's table, Sydney Sievert is going to come and get Ray. Sievert, the freshman. A year ago it was Ray who was seeing some spot time. He actually got a few starts in her freshman campaign. Foul by Dowdy on a take to the hoop by Emmy Ball, who earns 2 foul shots. Dowdy committing her first. And now 5 team fouls on Hermiston in the first quarter.
Yeah, Hermiston right now, Eric, is just not moving their feet. It's almost as if they're looking to force Southridge just to make a mistake, and then Hermiston can take credit for it. But they're just not moving their feet on defense, and that's what's putting them in bad positions.
2 for 2 trip for Ball to extend the Southridge lead to 7-4 with 2:33 left in the opening quarter. Seifert lobs it. Stephanie chases down right in front of the Southridge bench. Stole it away on a bump by Brisboe. Brisboe hounded to the backcourt by Stephanie, gets it away, and Mendez brings it into the front court. Abril Mendez, the senior guard, throws near sideline for Ball. Ball against Dowdy on the perimeter. Up top to Brisboe, coming down the right lane. Finds herself in traffic. It was Sievert committed the foul. Stephanie and Sievert are both in the same vicinity, but the 6th foul will be Sydney Sievert's second. And Kaylee Young, the 5'7" sophomore guard, goes to the scorer's table. Get ready to come into the game. 2:10 left in the first quarter. So Sievert out, Young in, with Stephanie, Romero, Dowdy, and Thomas. Brisboe missed her first and her second. Romero rebounds, and she'll bring it into the front court. Hermiston down by 3. Up to Young on the right baseline. Throws it into Thomas, fouled as she went to the lane. Laid it in, but the foul came at the elbow. 14th foul on Southridge. And it's Marley Martin who picks up the harm. Lob it into Thomas in traffic. Thomas somehow comes up with the ball. And Hermiston keeps the possession. Romero on the right wing. Dowdy, left corner for Young. Young throws it up top. Ball steals it away on a pass intended for Stephanie. Stephanie trying to defend a 2-on-1. Left side, left for Mendez. Missed the jumper. Thomas lost it out of her hands. It stays Southridge ball on the baseline. 1:44 left in the first quarter. Southridge up by 3. And Americus Griffiths will come back into the game to replace Ball. Baseline inbound for Brisboe. Baskets to her left as she looks up. Bounces into traffic. Pass Marley Martin picked up by Dowdy for Hermiston. Stephanie across the timeline. Far sideline Romero. Romero drives. Kicks right wing. Young. Extra pass. Stephanie to the foul line for Thomas. Turns her right. Leaves for Young. Right wing 3 ball. Back iron off. Rebounded by Martin for Southridge. She throws it into traffic. And in the backcourt a foul committed by Sydney Stephanie. First on her. 17 fouls on Hermiston. And so it's a 1-and-1 opportunity on the other end of the floor for Abril Mendez.
Yeah, and that's really unfortunate for Hermiston because that's 1:24 left in this first period, and that will be in the bonus for the whole rest of the half.
I suppose if you're looking on the bright side of things, Southridge is 2 of 6 from the foul line right now. See if they can punish Hermiston with these fouls. Mendez cannot, misses the front end of the 1-and-1, and Romero's got the rebound. 1:20 left in the first quarter. Stephanie between the rings, far side to Dowdy. Thomas at the foul line, turns, works her way into the paint, and a foul called. Derek Leite starting to march up and down in front of the Southridge bench. I think he thought travel could have easily been thrown out there. If that's what he's arguing, I tend to agree. Hermiston lines up all along the right lane with Stephanie to inbound on the 5th foul by Southridge and the first on Mendez. Dowdy top of the key, throws near side. Romero 3-ball. Off too hard. Rebound pings into the hands of Stephanie. Picks it up top of the key to Young in the left corner. Out to Dowdy. Around the perimeter they go. Tip pass by Griffiths out of bounds into her bench. And Hermiston will have a sideline inbound. About the elbow extended. Romero gets it in to Stephanie. Gets it right back. Stephanie again. Far side Dowdy into the left corner. Young wasn't there. Out of bounds. 52.6 seconds remaining in the first quarter. And the Southridge Suns, like Hermiston, looking for their first conference win in the MCC, have the 3-point lead. Bounce to the right elbow for Santos. Santos holding against Thomas. Stephanie comes, rips it out of her hands. Thomas gets it back to Stephanie. Other end all by herself, since Stephanie's got her second bucket of the ballgame. Timeout for Derek Leite with 34.3 seconds left in the first quarter. And Hermiston trailing by 1 at 7-6. 32nd variety timeout for Derek Leite and his team. And kind of the coaching staff is all broken up into different spots, all having different conversations right now with the girls. Todd Sprong, for a long time, was one of the middle school football coaches here in Hermiston. He's coached a lot of different things.
Harmon Larby, football, some basketball, some you name it. He was a coach of it in the early years there, and now over there in Kennewick.
I said this is a bit of a homecoming for Derek. Leite coached here in Hermiston a couple of different times. Echo basketball coach at one point. Umatilla boys took them to some playoff runs. Working down into the right wing, Americus Griffiths throws it off the iron. Maddie Bird into the game, loses the rebound. Out to Mendez, 8-footer. She airballed it. Griffiths keeps it in play. Throws it onto the right wing into the hands of Tucker. Tucker will drive against Young. Short on her running shot. Through Stephanie's legs. 5 seconds left. Still Southridge ball. Tucker to the top of the key. Griffiths, 4-3. Swishes it at the buzzer. 10-6 after 1 quarter of play in favor of the Southridge Suns here at Hermiston High School. We'll be back in 60 seconds on AM 1360 KOHU. Eric Olson, Sunny Levy with you on AM 1360 KOHU. Southridge with the ball, leading 10-6 as we start the second quarter. Americus Griffiths throws to Sarah Tucker on the far side, gets it right back at the give and go, and lays it in. Griffiths, who hit the three-pointer at the buzzer, extends the Southridge lead to 12-6 now. Step in front of a pass, Bailey Brisboe has a steal. Down under the baseline for Emmy Ball. Skips it across. Tucker, right wing three in front of the student section short. Jordan Thomas has the board for Hermiston. Throws it. Tip blast by Ball out of bounds. It'll stay Hermiston's possession. No, they're going to say it's Southridge ball. Santos, the fifth on the floor for Southridge. Jaden Ray, Jocelyn Romero, Kendall Dowdy, Kaylee Young, and Jordan Thomas, the five for Hermiston. Bulldogs trailing by 6, a little more than a half minute in. Santos stuck at the top of the key. And rebound, and the ball stolen away by Thomas. She dives down to the floor, pokes it to Dowdy. Romero up court to Young, gets it right back. Dowdy to the left wing for Ray. Ray drives into traffic, finds space in the lane and lays it in. Jaden Ray cuts the Southridge lead to 12-8 a minute into the second quarter. Just a possession where it was quick, it was in transition, but the Bulldogs didn't end up settling for something on the perimeter. They don't have a three-pointer made yet on about 5 taken. Skip right baseline, Brisboe there against Dowdy, drives against Thomas, blocked away, ball loose, Romero picks it up for Hermiston. Bulldogs trying to cut into a 4-point lead, and Romero throws it up court, stolen. The interception by Griffiths. Griffiths kicks right corner, Tucker 3, back iron off. Thomas has the rebound in traffic, rips it away from Brisboe, and for Hermiston, Romero tight ropes the far sideline. Into the lane, Young, right corner, 3 ball, rolls it in off the front iron. Kayla Young hits Hermiston's first 3 of the game, and the Bulldogs' deficit is 1, almost 2 minutes into the second quarter. Left side, an answer back, 3 for Griffiths, rattles out. Romero has it down the near sideline for Hermiston. Bulldogs trailing the Suns 12-11. 5:55 of the clock, second quarter. Thomas works into the lane, gets tumbled to the floor, and outlast off of Hermiston, off of Southridge allegedly. Sydney Stephanie will come back into the game. And it's Dowdy who gets pulled out. Romero inbound on the baseline. No, Stephanie's going to come take it. 5:50 left in the second quarter. Stack along the right lane. Into Ray. Ray will try a three-pointer right wing. Very short. Rebounded by Thomas. Kicks it back out to Young. Right side Romero. Head fake and she'll drive into traffic. Bumped as she goes tumbling. It's tipped out last by the Suns again. And Hermiston will have another baseline inbound. Bulldogs down by 1 with 5:39 left in the second quarter. Stephanie into Thomas, gets it right back into the corner for Stephanie. Up top for Ray. Ray drives into traffic. Righty floater right in front of the rim, falls in. Jaden Ray takes it to the tin again, and Hermiston on a little 7-0 run has a 1-point lead with 5:23 left in the second quarter. Americus Griffiths running the point guard position, throws near sideline for Ball. Ball, 1 bounce and a skip across. Griffiths on the right side. Hermiston in the zone right now. Griffiths circles up top, skips near side. Tucker down inside to Santos. Thomas blocks away the shot attempt and gets it to Romero. Romero up court to Young, streaking the other end. Young lost the handle and traveled. Couldn't quite gather the ball in herself and get into a shot with 4:57 left in the second quarter. Hermiston in front 13-12. Changes for the Suns include Abril Mendez returning to the game with Marley Martin. Mendez running the point guard position. On the right wing, Ball with an 8-long 3, NBA range. Romero's got the rebound for Hermiston on the miss. Up court to Ray. Ray on the perimeter. Get it around to the right side to Stephanie, who traveled, didn't whistle it. Skips it across left side. Ray back up top to Stephanie. Lobs it into the corner for Young. Skip it across. Ray will drive into the lane and to the tin with another lay-in. Jaden Ray's got 6. 15-12, Hermiston's advantage, and Ray keeps attacking the basket.
Well, that's the only way they're going to get them to loosen the defense up on the triple team of Jordan Thomas.
4:10 left in the second quarter. Skip a pass cross and into the lane. Mendez is fouled. They called it a foul on the floor, but it is the 8th on Hermiston. Jaden Ray just picked up her 3rd foul, and Kendall Dowdy is sent right back to the scorer's table to come get Jaden. And for Southridge, Cassidy Sweetenon, a 5'5 sophomore guard, has come into the game for the first time. Missed foul shot as that continues to pester this Southridge team. Now 2 of 8 from the foul line. Other end, Romero into the lane. She walked. The officials will get together and decide if they're going to call the travel, or was there a foul before the travel?
They called the foul. She got bailed out because she walked way before the foul.
3:56 left in the second quarter.
Wow.
And it's a foul on Marley Martin.
That's her second personal foul.
Her second. 16 foul on Southridge. 3-point Hermiston lead, and it puts Jaslyn Romero at the line to shoot a pair. First one good. And for Romero, first points of this game. Or I should say singular point. Now it's plural. 2 for 2 trip. 17-12, Hermiston's advantage just past the halfway point of the second quarter. Ball on the right wing, tries a three-pointer, well short. Under the basket, rebound, flip back up by Mendez and off the side of the backboard to Thomas. Romero for Hermiston down the near sideline. Crossover at half court, throws to Dowdy on the left wing. Into the corner for Young. Young stuck there, will drive baseline, leave it out for Romero. Low pass, Romero gets it, skips it out to Stephanie. Stephanie rips it into the right corner. Young a three ball, back iron too hard. Mendez has the rebound for Southridge. Then she's fouled in the backcourt. A 9th team foul on Hermiston will walk us to the other end of the floor. And it's Jaslyn Romero who picks up her first. Jaden Ray's the only one who's really truly in foul trouble for Hermiston with 3. She's on the bench right now with 3:23 left in the second quarter. Brill Mendez, one of the seniors, the lefty shooter, short, and she's now 0 for 3 from the foul line, all on 1-and-1s. Romero walks it in the front court and hands off to Sydney Stephanie. Right back to Romero at the foul line. Kicks Dowdy down under the baseline for Thomas. Turns and faces back to the foul line. Romero's jumper's off. She gets her own rebound. Jazz throws it up top. Stephanie kicks near side to Young. Down underneath for Thomas. Thomas ducks her way under a defender and then lays it in. Jordan's first field goal since the very start of the game. And a 19-12 lead for Hermiston. Bulldogs have outscored Southridge in this quarter, 13-2. Brisboe kicks under the right wing, three-pointer up and off iron for Martin, a foul on the rebound. And Jordan Thomas was the one who was fouled. 7th team foul on Southridge, so it's a 1-and-1 on the other end of the floor as Cassidy Sweetonen picks up the foul.
23, Cassidy Sweetonen. Her first personal foul. At the line of the Bulldogs will be Jaslyn Romero.
Jaslyn Romero, 1-and-1 opportunity. Sydney Seifert comes back into the game for Hermiston. Around and out on the foul shot. Dowdy has the rebound for Hermiston to keep it alive. Dowdy into lane for Thomas. Down the left side around the defender and an easy lay-in. Thomas has got 6. 2:30 left in the second quarter. Now 21-12. Hermiston on a 15-point run. Down onto the baseline. Thomas called for a foul. And Bailey Brisboe will have 2 foul shots coming. That's Hermiston's 10th foul. And Thomas's second.
Southridge in the double bonus shooting to number 3, Bailey Brisboe on the line.
Brisboe missed her 2 foul shots in the first quarter, and she is well short on this one. Thomas will come out with 2:21 left of the second quarter. Maddie Bird, who's played about a minute, comes back in. Second foul shot goes for Brisboe and the 15-0 run for Hermiston. 21-13 the scoreline. Sievert at half court pokes it through the legs of Bow and it gets to Dowdy for Hermiston. They keep possession somehow. Romero kicks left corner. Young 3-ball. Back iron too hard. Romero's got the rebound in traffic. Dribbling out of traffic. Keeping possession through 2 defenders. Dowdy up top to Sievert, left side for Young. Romero flashing across the lane. Steps into a jumper. Rolls around it out. Dowdy rebound. And fouled on the rebound. Will go to the line to shoot the 1-and-1. Who's the foul on?
Was it a late call?
I think they're calling it on Maddie Bird. They haven't checked it in yet to the scorer's table. Okay, it is on Bird. Her first.
Number 2, Danny Ball at the line. 2-2.
The official just called that phantom foul. Just checked in a phantom player. Nobody was at the scorer's table to check in. 2 for 2 trip to the line for Ball, who has Southridge's high at 7 points right now. Dowdy down the far sideline, chases down an errant pass, gets it out. Romero, long three, nothing but the bottom of the net. Jaslyn got to step into a three-point shot and hit it. 24-15, now the Hermiston advantage. Underneath, Brisbo's wide open in the lane. Rebound by Dowdy on the miss, and Brisbo stole it away from her. Up top to Ball, step into her left, down the lane. Lefty scoop shot off iron, and Dowdy's got that rebound for Hermiston. Minute 17 left, and Brisbo comes and steals it away from Dowdy. Bounces to Sweetnon, down on the left baseline. Ball lays it in. Boy, Hermiston should have had that possession a couple of times, but turnovers pestering the Bulldogs. A minute left in the first half. Their lead, though, is 24-7. Bird down on the baseline, missed the layup. Rebound, put back Dowdy, puts it in. 26-17. Tucker, bounce onto the far side for Griffiths. Marcus Griffiths up top to Cassidy Sweetenon. And Dowdy has a steal in traffic. Dowdy down the far sideline for Hermiston. Double team comes. She spins away from it. Bounces to Romero. 30 seconds left. 22 on the shot clock. Romero taken into the lane. And an offensive foul as Romero drove down and then ran right over the top of Bailey Brisbo. Romero, her second. It is player control, so Southridge just with the ball. Abril Mendez and Peyton Santos will come back in for them, and Romero will come out for Sydney Stephanie with 25.7 left in the first half. Mendez into the front court, far side for Ball. She's shot from there. Griffiths at the top of the key. She's hit from there. Leaves it for Santos. Santos, one bounce, left side. Mendez, three ball, front iron off. Long rebound to Ball on the far side. Ball drives in. Bird blocks it away, and it's tipped out. Last touch by Stephanie. With 5.3, Southridge has a inbound on the baseline. Brisbo to put it in play. Blocks and elbows for the Suns. Brisbo up to Griffiths against Stephanie. Griffiths spins around, gives the ball. Ball, three at the buzzer, front iron off, and that will bring us to the end of the first half. Hermiston outscores Southridge 20-7 in the second quarter to take a 26-17 lead as we go into the Tom Denchel Ford Country halftime show. We'll be back. 2 minutes and some first half thoughts are coming your way here on AM 1360 KOHU.
Should be 18. With three field goal or three free throws and two lay-ins, 7.
Yes. 2. She had
1 for 2
plus 2.
2
She had 1.
1.
So that's 4, 5,
6, 7. Plus 11.
No, it was 10.
It was 11.
6-10 at the
No, it was 11.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Because they had 11 up on the board. Yeah, because I matched it up right there with the board. And they had 11 up there.
That foul shot did not go in.
No, she was 1 for 2.
No, she missed them both.
Huh. All right.
She's only got 3 up there. I'm Marquis Sunny. It's the Old West Federal Credit Union broadcast booth high atop Hermiston High School. Tom Denshow Ford Country halftime show. All right, so we have to go over this again, fans. When the fight song starts playing, Sunny and the superintendent, Tricia Mooney, can't be the only 2 people to stand up. The fight song plays, you all have to stand up and you have to clap. That's the tradition. We're going to get it. We'll get them. We'll get it there. Maybe by the end of the season or decade, one of the 2. 26-17, and the first half had a lot of turnovers, had a lot of missed shots. It looked like 2 teams that are both looking for their first win in Mid-Columbia Conference play. Look for positives. Jaden Ray attacked the basket. She got 3 buckets in that first half, and Hermiston, after they stopped settling, they started getting to the rim.
Yeah, they did, but once they started going to the rim, that's when they started getting Jordan Thomas in the open instead of trying to force it into her and throwing these unforced errors out there. That's when things started working for them. They started making that Southridge defense split apart, and now you got lanes that you could go ahead and dribble through or get the pass through.
Southridge, a team that a year ago ended up 5-18 and just 1-13 in the MCC, but the way that the District 8 tournament works is Southridge ended up as the number 3 team at the 3A level out of the MCC, and they beat the Greater Spokane League team, and then they moved into the next round and they lost a game, and then they still stayed alive because it's a true double elimination tournament, and they won another game. And kind of different but similar to the Hermiston volleyball team this year, where they didn't have the greatest regular season, but they were able to win some games and actually keep extending themselves and get themselves pretty close to getting to the final site in the District 8 tournament that has the Greater Spokane League teams and the Mid-Columbia Conference team. So, you look at Hermiston at 0-3 and 2-4 overall. That's not the way you'd want to start things out, but at the same time, there are opportunities, especially when you consider that when it comes to the postseason, Kamaiken's great, Kennewick's good, Hermiston and Southridge are probably battling for the 3rd spot and an extension to their season. So this game is of the utmost importance.
Absolutely, Eric. And that's the one thing that Hermiston's got to start understanding. I know that we are trying new, combinations of people, but those new combinations of people still produce 16 turnovers in that first half on the Hermiston side. That's not a good start for Hermiston. If they against another team, that is not putting them up in the game. Southridge, who arguably has been only running token pressure out here, has only 11 turnovers, and Hermiston has, there's only 3 of those that are really unforced. Hermiston has 7 unforced turnovers already.
26-17 is the score here at the halftime break. And we will take another 2-minute break here on the Tom Denshow Ford Country halftime show. When we come back, we'll get you some first half statistics. 2 minutes and we're back on AM 1360 KOHU.
Just foul shots.
Ranch and Home scoreboard here on the Tom Mitchell Ford Country halftime show. Yeah, their games are waiting to come in here tonight. Echo is hosting at Trout Lake out of Washington. Arrogonites took on Liberty Christian a night ago. They are off tonight. Riverside is in action. They're in White Salmon to take on that squad. Stanfield Tigers home against Imbler tonight. The boys went first in that one. Pilot Rock is up in Helix to take on Griswold. And the Mid-Columbia Conference games tonight. Kamaikan's hosting Chiawana. Richland's at Walla Walla. Hanford non-conference hosting Wenatchee. That's who Hermiston plays on the road on Friday. Kennewick has West Valley out of Yakima in town, and Pasco went to Eastmont. First half statistics is Hermiston leads 26-17, scoring for the Southridge Suns. 9 of their 17 came from junior Emmy Ball. 5 points from Ericus Griffiths and 3 points from Bailey Brisboe. For the Suns, they end up going 4 of 11, 12, 13, 12, 11.
5 of 13.
4 of, no, see, that's the one. It's the,
no, it's 5 of 13.
5, all right, 5 of 13.
It would have been 6 with mine.
Jaden Ray's got 6. Sydney Stephanie's got 4. Jaslyn Romero with 5. Jordan Thomas with 6. Kayla Young with 3. And Kendall Dowdy with 2. Other numbers, Sonny?
Just turnovers. Hermiston's got to clean it up. Hermiston had 16 turnovers in that first half to Southridge's 11. Rebounding-wise, Hermiston's doing a very good job. Both Jordan Thomas and Jaslyn Romero are gathering up anything that's missed out there, along with Kendall Gowdy. Kendall's got 3 offensive boards for the Dogs.
Starting the third quarter.
26-17, Hermiston possession, attacking right to left. Jaslyn Romero throws it underneath, and Dowdy finishes her second bucket of the ball game. And so 28-17 in the opening seconds of the third quarter. 3-pointer off for Ball. Jordan Thomas can't secure the rebound. Bailey Brisboe throws it out off of Santos towards half court, and in the backcourt picked up by Southridge. So a over and back will give Hermiston the basketball on turnover number 12 on Southridge. Romero will put the ball in play. Sydney Seifert, Jaden Ray, Jordan Thomas, and Kendall Dowdy. Starting 5 back out there for Hermiston. Although Seifert and Ray have been limited with foul trouble. Dowdy, right corner, tries to hoist the 3 front iron, rolls in. Kendall Dowdy's got 7. And a 31-17 lead for Hermiston, 45 seconds in. 2-3 zone for the Bulldogs. Pass in, and Thomas commits a foul. Her third and first on Hermiston, who had 13 in the first half. Emmy Ball, Bailey Brisboe, Sarah Tucker, Abro Mendez, and Peyton Santos, the 5 for Southridge. Romero has a turned over pass from Tucker. She was falling to the floor. Up court to Seifert at the left baseline. Foul off of the ball, away from the ball, as Thomas was pulled down onto the floor by Brisboe.
Fouls number 3, Bailey Brisboe.
First foul on Southridge.
First team foul on the Suns.
Paige Balzinski will come into the game, the 5'9 sophomore, replacing Thomas. And Seifert to inbound. Bounces it into Polzinski. Up top to Dowdy. Near side, Ray. Ray will give to Seifert. Seifert circling it. Has her pocket picked. 2-1-1 the other direction. Sarah Tucker's got it against Ray. Misses the layup. Dowdy comes in and gets the rebound. But Tucker steals the pass from Dowdy. Dowdy rips it back away from her. Seifert has it for Hermiston down the far sideline. Seifert will take it all the way to the 10. Misses the layup. Dowdy can't get the rebound. Polzinski gets in there and is fouled as she got the rebound out to Ray on the right perimeter. Southridge's second foul, and it's Santos who picks up her second.
For Southridge, Hampton Santos.
And Abril Mendez will come into the game for Santos.
Abril Mendez in action now. For
No, Santos will stay. Sarah Tucker comes out for the Suns. Seifert will inbound on the baseline for the Bulldogs. Ray at the top of the key. The other three in the paint to start the play. Seifert's got to get it in, lobs it up to Ray between the rings, straight on. Ray dribbling right side, gives to Romero on the right wing. The junior jab steps, kicks into the left corner. Seifert tees a three ball, nothing but the bottom of the net. Sydney Seifert's first points of the game. Extends the Hermiston lead to 34-17. Southridge, almost 2 minutes in, still looking for their first points of the second half. Americus Griffiths kicks near side for Ball. Ball circling into the paint around Polzinski, and a blocking foul is going to send Ball to the line for 2 foul shots.
First foul is number 14 for Hermiston.
Paige Polzinski picks up her first, second team foul.
Emmy Ball at the line to shoot 2.
Emmy Ball went 4 for 4 in the first half from the line. The rest of the Southridge Suns went, what did we decide, 1 of 9.
Yeah, 1 of 9. Yeah, that's right.
Ball misses her first of the game. After making the first one, she misses the second, and 34-18 is Hermiston's advantage. 2 minutes in to the third quarter. Seifert on the far side for Dowdy, up top to Ray, circling to her right. Around to Santos to the lane and lays it in. Jaden Ray's got 8. 36-18 with 5:45 left in the third quarter. Mendez against the zone, tipped by Ray, stolen by Seifert. Seifert down the right lane, blows past Mendez and lays it in. Seifert's got 5 and a timeout for Derek Leite. 5:32 left in the third quarter. It's a full timeout as Hermiston extends their lead to 38-18, and Southridge still without a field goal to start off the second half. This is a positive because Hermiston has not, through the first 6 games of this season, come out of the locker room to start a second half well consistently.
No, they haven't. And, the nice thing about it tonight is they are attacking the basket. That's what we needed to have done in this. We shot 2 3-pointers, and both of them went in the second half already. But the others we're attacking the basket, and if we don't have the lay-in, then we're kicking it out. And that's where one of the threes resulted from. But just getting to the rim is what's making Southridge have to go ahead and lighten it up on Jordan Thomas and the rest of the people down below, including on big time this half, Kendall Dowdy.
December 22nd, and that'll be a girls and boys basketball doubleheader as well.
Out of the Southridge timeout, they trail 38-18 with 5:32 left in the third quarter at 20 points. This represents the largest lead of the game for Hermiston. Maddie Feagum is making her way to the scorer's table. We'll see the sophomore for the first time tonight. Near sideline for Emmy Ball. Emmy Ball works into the paint, throws it down over everybody and under the basket, out of bounds. So Feagum is in and Dowdy out. Southridge will show full court pressure as Ray gets it into Romero and then gets it right back. Jaden Ray lobs it up court. Feagum to Seifert, down under the basket. Polzinski there. Partial block from behind by Santos, who gets the ball. Flings it up court. Foot race. And Griffiths is able to chase it down before Feagum gets there. Griffiths stuck on the block. Kicks it back up top. Brisboe near side for Ball. Ball starts to yo-yo with her left hand with 4:55 of the clock in the third quarter. And Hermiston in front. 38-18. Left elbow, Brisboe throws it underneath. Santos off of the shot and then fouls Romero after she rebounded it. Santos third, And for Southridge, it's their third team foul.
Hayden Santos, that's her third personal foul, third team foul.
2 changes for Southridge.
Suitonu.
Cassidy Suitonu comes into the game along with Marley Martin.
And number 21, Americus Griffiths into action for the Southridge Seals.
Seifert breaks the press up to Fegum. Fegum right block, misses the layup. Rebound pings around. Paulzinski's got it under the basket, has it knocked out of her hands, down to the floor. And Marley Martin throws it near sideline to Griffiths. Griffiths into the front court. Griffiths circles up to the top. Skip pass down into the right corner. Martin got rid of it quick. Griffiths throws it across the court. Romero steals it away. Romero saw she didn't have numbers, slows up in the right wing to a cutting Fegum off her hands and into the hands of Griffiths. Check that. Sweetenen into the front court. Bounces Griffiths on the right wing. Hermiston still in their zone with 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Right elbow jumper. McKenna Crum rattles it home. First field goal of the second half for Southridge with 3:50 on the clock. A timeout given to Juan Rodriguez. He'll take a full timeout with Hermiston in front, 38-20. 3:49 left in the third. We'll take the break as well. Back in 60 on AM 1360 KOHU.
Also, I just passed on some word that Java Dog, or one of my advanced business procedures class, they now have fresh baked chocolate chip cookies. Fresh baked chocolate chip cookies right outside the main foyer, and they are delicious. So not only do they have lattes, smoothies, and jet teas, but they have chocolate chip cookies. They're fantastic. They're yummy. They are sweetastic, Dorothy. They are excellent. Yes, they are. Marty Plump, go get yourself a chocolate chip cookie, okay? Chocolate chip cookie. Java Dog, right outside of the main foyer. They're really good. These cookies are fantastic. Hermiston has possession.
Bulldog ball leading 38-20 out of the Hermiston timeout with 3:49 left in the third quarter. Sydney Seifert brings it into the front court, throws far sideline to Maddie Fegum. Jaslyn Romero on the baseline, back out to Jaden Ray, lobs it over the top of Paige Paulzinski out of bounds. And another Hermiston turnover gives it back to the Suns. Bulldogs open to this third quarter on a 12-3 run. That's where it stands right now. Crum, the sophomore guard, gives it to the top of the key. Bounce pass to Sweetenen into the corner for Griffiths. Griffiths up top to ball coming to her right. Griffiths again against the Hermiston zone. Will hoist an off-balance three. Paulzinski can't corral it. Flip back up and in by Americus Griffiths. She's got 7.
That's Cassidy Suitonu with the basket.
Oh, was that 23? Was that Sweetenen? I thought it was Griffiths. No, yeah, that was right. So Sweetenen has 2 points. Paulzinski left block, other end, can't make the layup, gets it and back out to Romero, and Hermiston extends the possession, new shot clock. Ray into the lane, walked into the lane, and another traveling turnover on Hermiston. Maddie Bird in, Paige Paulzinski out, Kayla Young in, and it is Sydney Seifert out. Emmy Ball will come back into the game for Southridge, and Griffiths will get the break. 38-22, Hermiston's advantage. With 2:43 left in the third quarter. Bulldogs trying to make it 2 wins in a row, and their first win in Mid-Columbia Conference play, the first year being part of this league in the WIAA. Brisbois steps in from the right elbow, misses the shot. Bird has the rebound to Romero. Hermiston to add to their 16-point lead with a bucket on this possession. Young on the right wing with 2:18 left in the third quarter. Near side Romero. The junior will drive baseline to the 10 and a blocking foul as Romero was cut by Brisbois. who commits her third 14th foul.
Brisboe, that's her third personal foul. 14th foul on the Suns.
Romero's been quiet tonight, 5 points so far. She's got 2 foul shots coming, where she's 2 of 3. Came into the Hermiston School District as a freshman. Adrian, her brother, played and won state titles at Irrigan. 2-for-2 trip extends the lead to 42-22. 2:05 left in the third quarter. Leave it for Crum on the right wing. Kick into the left corner. Off of the fingertips of Martin, out of bounds.
Southridge in action for Hermiston, number 1.
We will see Caitlin Heidemann for the first time to replace Ray. Juan Rodriguez in the pregame show called this part of a fact-finding mission, trying to figure out who could play varsity basketball for this Hermiston team. A lot of young players out there. Hermiston keeps the possession. Heidemann drives left baseline. Floater from 6. Bird has the rebound. Back out. Romero, top of the key. 3. Front iron off. Rebound. Put back. Feegum's there to finish in her first points of the game. Make it a 20-point lead again for Hermiston. 92 seconds left in the third quarter. Circling into the paint. Stuck there is Sweetenen. Back out. Crum kicks it across. Left side. Ball. 3 ball. Swish. She's got 13. Offensive bright spot for this Southridge team. 13 of their 25. They trail 42-25. A minute 10 left in the third quarter. Romero gets past Crum and went for a steal. Feegum back up. Young kicks near side. Heidemann, 3-point shooter, gets one hoisted, nothing but the bottom of the net. That was like in practice when you're standing there by yourself open. Other end, answer back 3, off for ball, rebounded by Feegum. 45 seconds left in the third quarter. Hermiston, a 20-point lead. Young, right corner 3, front iron off, rebound, chased down. Bird got beat to the ball by Sweetenen, who throws it then off of Romero, out of bounds. Off of Hermiston last. Dowdy will come in and give Romero a break. And Southridge makes a line change. Mendez, Tucker, Griffiths, Santos, and Ball. So Griffiths instead of Brisboe and then the starters. 20-point Hermiston lead. Griffiths left corner, swishes a 3-ball, got it up quick. When you're 5-1, you got to get it up quick. 45-28. Feegum throws it to Bird. Bird on the left block, fouled as she tried to get around Santos. Santos commits her 4th foul. 15 foul on Southridge. Should be a baseline inbound coming for Hermiston with 9.3 seconds left in the third quarter.
They called that a shooting?
No.
Because
John announced it incorrectly.
Yeah.
That's a baseline inbound.
They were not in the act of shooting, so it will be a non-shooting foul, but Hermiston does have possession.
Bulldogs along the left lane. Young to inbound into the corner for Feegum. Feegum drives and kicks. Heidemann circling back out. Dowdy to Young up top. Into the lane. Foul line jumper short, and that brings us to the end of the third quarter. Hermiston's lead 45-28 as we go to the fourth in 1 minute on AM 1360 KOHU. Southridge will have the ball as we start the fourth quarter, trailing Hermiston 45-28. Bulldogs trying to get their first Mid-Columbia Conference win in girls basketball history against a Southridge team that's also 0-4 this year in the MCC. Won just once a year ago. Ball into the lane. Glass and good. 15 points now for Emmy Ball. Hermiston's lead is 45-30. Still lots of time left, especially with Hermiston's turnover problems this game. Jaden Ray gets it into the front court. Leaves for Jaslyn Romero. Kendall Dowdy, Jordan Thomas, and Kaylee Young, the 5 on the floor. Thomas has a Romero miss rebound. Putback plus a chance for a three-point play the old-fashioned way. Thomas has been quiet. 8 points for her. And Abril Mendez is called for the foul, her second. 16 fouls on Southridge. And Thomas hits the foul shot as well. 48-30 in the opening minute of the fourth quarter. Americus Griffiths gets it to the top of the key. Emmy Ball there. Near side for Sarah Tucker. Tucker will drive and bounce. Bailey Brisbo's in the right corner. Drives baseline and kicks it out to Abril Mendez. Starting 5 right now for Southridge. They'll touch the ball on this drive. And a foul called on Jordan Thomas.
Yeah, she's just trying to reach over the top because of her height and not giving herself an opportunity to even stay in the basketball game very long.
It's Jordan's fourth. She stays in. Paige Paulzinski is at the scorer's table to come in for Thomas. Southridge is going to look to try to attack right here. No, Tucker, right wing 3. Rebound is tipped out, and it's touched last by Mendez. And so Thomas will come off. Paulzinski will replace her. 6:47 left in the fourth quarter. 48-30. Full court pressure again from Southridge. Romero skips it up. Court to Dowdy. Cross court and on the right wing. Dowdy leaves it to a trailing Ray. Young on the right wing. Down in the corner. Young holding over her head. She'll put the ball on the floor. Crossover Brisboe. Take it to the block and lay it in. Emmy Ball was late to come over on the help side defense. For Young, it's her second bucket of the ball game. She's got 5 now. Right side, Tucker will try a 3. Front iron off. Young jumps up, gets the rebound into her hands, and knocked out of her hands. Mendez out on the perimeter. Then Mendez to Tucker, and she falls down and loses the handle. Romero for Hermiston into the front court. Hands off to Young in the right corner. Bounce into the lane is kicked, but picked up by Paulzinski. Leaves for Dowdy in the left corner. Hermiston keeps his possession. Ray drives and leaves. Left block. Paulzinski misses the layup. The rebound, though. Page gets it back and out onto the perimeter for Dowdy. Dowdy will drive into the paint. Floated up and in traffic. Dowdy's got 9. And it's 52-30 for Hermiston. Largest lead of the game now with 5:35 on the clock. Paulzinski, good defense on a Mendez miss, and rebound is handed off to Romero for Hermiston into the front court. Romero draws a double team in front of the Hermiston bench and is grabbed on the arm. Abril Mendez commits her third. It's the 7th foul on Southridge. And it'll put Jaslyn Romero at the foul line to shoot a 1-and-1, where Hermiston is 4 of 7 tonight. First, Sydney Stephanie will come back into the game for Young. Mendez and Griffiths out for Southridge. Cassidy Sweetenen will come back into the game along with Bailey Brisboe. Romero front iron off. Paulzinski's got the rebound and Hermiston keeps the possession. Romero, Paulzinski wanted down on the left block, but Romero wants to set up and use the whole shot clock. Brisboe on her. Throw near sideline to Ray. Left wing for Dowdy. Dowdy to Stephanie. Stephanie circling into the paint. Kicks the Ray right corner. 7 on the shot clock. Ray works her way into the paint. Around traffic. Got bumped and lays it in. Jaden Ray's got 10. 54-30 with 4:50 left in the fourth quarter. Kick ball off of Dowdy's shoelaces will keep Hermiston in possession. Southridge led this game 10-6 after the first quarter, but Hermiston outscored him 20-7 in the second quarter. Foul on Hermiston coming. And it's Dowdy, her second. 14 fouls on Hermiston. Sydney Sievert will replace Dowdy. 14-point Hermiston lead with 4:46 left in the fourth quarter. Brisbote inbound on the baseline. Into Ball, their three-point shooter, their leading scorer with 15. Right corner. Sweetenen kicks it across, left side. Crum, bounce to the top of the key. Back to Sweetenen in the right corner. She'll drive baseline, kick it across, stolen by Romero. Like the pass was to her. 4 minutes, 28 left in the fourth quarter. Then Romero throws it out of bounds on the far sideline into the Hermiston students. Sarah Tucker takes the inbound for Southridge. They trail by 14 with 4:22 left in the fourth quarter. Brisbote top of the key, crosses over into the lane, and a pick there by Polzinski. Bounces into the hands of Stephanie, and the senior for Hermiston moves it into the front court. Ray on the left wing will drive baseline to the 10. Lefty lay and goes. Jaden Ray's got 14, and Hermiston's persistent attack into the rim keeps working. Tucker, quick three, other end, knocks it down. First points of the game for Sarah Tucker, 56-33. The bucket ends an 11-0 run for Hermiston. Romero lobs it up court. Sievert in the right wing. Hands off to Ray behind her. Ray works into the paint. Euro step around. Missed the shot. Ball saves it back in. Stephanie's got it. Bounces. Polzinski wide open. Left block in the lay-in. Page's first points of the game make it 58-33 with 3:25 left in the fourth quarter. Now Sievert to steal. Coming the other direction. All by herself. She's got trailers. Shot blocked. Polzinski rebound. Puts it back in. Timeout for Derek Leite. 60-33 the Hermiston advantage with 3:16 left in the fourth quarter. And Hermiston has pulled away in this one. And they are on their way to their first win in Mid-Columbia Conference action and 2 wins in a row. Still plenty to be cleaned up, but they have done what they needed to do here tonight to get into the win column in the conference.
Yeah, they have, and Polzinski and Dowdy giving them huge bounces here in the second, in the fourth period of the second half. That was Page's 8th rebound so far in this second half, 5 of which have been offensive boards, 2 of which got points out of them.
Page is one of the players who was impacted in the shake-up to the starting lineup. She ended up playing a bit of JV basketball earlier on today and on Saturday. She still gets 3/4 of varsity. Same thing with Kayla Young. And I mean, it's pretty simple. If Polzinski's got the most consistent motor and the highest energy motor, but while she's got a couple of baskets here in a row, she's also missed a couple of open shots. She gets another defensive stop. Seifert up court, right side down the lane. Missed the layup attempt by Courtney West. And in the game for the first time, Abby Molta junior post for Southridge. Up court to Sweetenen. Sweetenen into Martin. Her pocket's picked, and then West loses it right back to Martin. Right side, Molta will try a 2, off iron, and a foul on the rebound. West and Young were both in the same place, and one of the 2 of them got fouled. The foul is the 8th team foul, so it will be 1-1 on the other end. Sweetonen called for her second.
So they're going to give it to Kaylee Young's going to go to the line.
Young, no foul shots in this game. Hermiston 5 of 8 as a team. Young, the other one who was impacted by the change in the rotation. She also played a bit of JV basketball today with Sydney Sievert in the starting lineup for Hermiston. The takeaway is going to be, even though they're going to win handily tonight against Southridge, it is still a work in progress, an inbound violation on Southridge. Not a whole lot of time to work. They'll go to Hanford on Friday, then host Sunnyside on Saturday.
5'6" sophomore for Southridge.
Last two games of 2018. Sievert to put it in play. Into left corner for West. Paulzinski up top. Page will put it on the floor. One bounce and give to Young. 2 minutes 35 left in the fourth quarter. 62-33. Lead for Hermiston. Ball knocked out of Sievert's hands. And it stays Hermiston ball with a baseline possession. Into West. Up to Paulzinski. Paulzinski steps around the defender. Short on the shot. Gets her own rebound. Kicks it back out. Sievert on the right side. Up top to West. A head fake and a drive. Into the lane. Lost the handle. And a jump ball. Maddie Bird tied up by Griffiths. Darlene Connors, a freshman, is also in the game for Derek Leite. 2:16 left in the fourth quarter. 62-33 the advantage. Sievert lobs it into Bird in the paint. Bird works her way and got all the way to the hoop, then kicks it out. West top of the key for three, rattles it in. Courtney West hits Hermiston's sixth three-pointer of the night. 65-33 their advantage. Connors inside to Molt. Molt tied up, jump ball. Possession arrow stays with Southridge. And Caitlin Heidemann will come back into the game for Sievert. Minute 58 left in the fourth quarter. Lob it up top. Sutonen over to the left side and a reach-in foul on Hermiston as Molt was trying to work her way into traffic. Just the 15 foul on Hermiston. Young commits her first. Another baseline inbound coming for Southridge. And Crum, the sophomore, will put it in play. Gets it in to the left block. Miss by Sutonen. And it's rebounded by Young, who'll bring it into the front court with Hermiston in front by 32. Minute 40 left. Heidemann right side will drive. Running 12-footers off iron. Bird gets the rebound, kicks it out to Young. Left wing three ball off the back iron. Paulzinski's got the board. Paulzinski's got 10 rebounds now. Out to Heidemann. Up top to West, coming to her left and back right side to Heidemann. Paulzinski into the lane, righty step through, shot off. Bird battling for the rebound, and it's out last on Bird, who was standing out of bounds when she touched it. With a minute 17, 65-33, the Hermiston lead. Crum works it into the left wing. She'll skip it up top to Molt. Hermiston back in a zone. Crum throws it off of the leg of West, and then a traveling violation on the far side committed by Sutonen. And with a minute and 1 second remaining, it's Hermiston ball leading 65-33. Bulldog boys will follow, looking to make it 7-0 against the Southridge boys team that's just 1-6 this season. On the right side, Young holding, throws it into the corner for Heidemann. Heidemann working against Connor. Cutting West in the lane. Floats it up and in. West has got 5. 67-33. Bulldogs have broke 60. Now 2 games in a row. Foul underneath on Bird. 16 foul. And so Southridge with the baseline inbound. 34.5 seconds remaining. Crum to put it in play. Into Connor. Connor throws it up over Bird off iron. Rebounded by Young. Up court to Heidemann. Heidemann driving to the lane right side. Floats it and falls down. Another Paulzinski rebound. Bounce it underneath and a steal underneath by Jordan Missette, the sophomore. 15 seconds left. Molt up top. Kicks into the right corner. Connor will drive baseline into traffic. Floats it up and in. Darlene Connors will end up making what is the last bucket of the ball game to make our final score 67-35. And the Hermiston girls winners here tonight at home against the Southridge Suns. They get their first win in Mid-Columbia Conference play and improve to 3-4 on the season. They dropped Southridge to 3-5 and now 0-5 in the MCC. Jaden Ray had 12 points to lead the way for a Hermiston team. They got almost everybody into the scorebook tonight on the way to the victory over Southridge.
See, he's listening.
Well, at least somebody listens to us. Sonny and ASB leader Dave Rohrman both standing for the fight song. It's a 67-35 win. Let's take a break. 2 minutes and we're back with a little Sway Motors post-game show before the boys' game is underway here in a bit. So we're back in 2 on AM 1360 KOHU. Merrick Olson along with Sonny Levy. Sway Motors post-game shows Hermiston's girls win 67-35 tonight over the Southridge Suns. Jaden Ray leads the way for Hermiston with 12. 9 points each from Kendall Downey and Jordan Thomas. 7 each from Jaslyn Romero and Kaylee Young. Courtney West and Sydney Siebert each had 5. 4 from Sydney Stephanie and Paige Balzinski. And 2 points from Maddie Feegum. All but Maddie Bird got into the scorer's book tonight. Hermiston was 7-11 from the foul line, and they hit 6 times from outside the three-point line. It was Emmy Ball for the Southridge Suns. She had 15 points, 5 of 6 from the foul line, and 2 3-point shots hit. Just not a whole lot coming along with her. Americus Griffiths had 8 points, including 2 3-point shots. After that, Sarah Tucker, Bailey Brisboe each had 3, and 2 each from Cassidy Sweetonen and McKenna Crum. Southridge was 6 of 15 from the foul line, and they made 5 shots from outside the arc. Other numbers, Sonny?
Hermiston just really taking care of the board, offensively and defensively. 3 players. Kendall Dowdy had 8, and in her 2 periods of play, Paige Balzinski, 11 rebounds, and 6 of those, albeit off of her, 7 of those off of her own missed shots, but 11 rebounds, 7 offensive. That's good for Hermiston. That's what they got to get out of this Bulldog team, and they really cut down the turnovers from the first half. Had 16 in that first half, and rebounded and still ended up with a little bit more than they would have wanted to, and 11 more in the second half. But, you know, if Hermiston can clean up those unforced errors, this could be a decent basketball team. I mean, they're not that bad at all the way it is, but they're just kind of shooting themselves in the foot a whole lot.
Well, 2 wins in a row after tonight's 67-35 victory improves Hermiston to 3-4 and now 1-3 in the Mid-Columbia Conference. Southridge falls to 3-5 and Derek Leite's team 0-5 in the MCC. Hermiston's boys will look to make it a 7-0 start to the season. When we come back in 2 minutes, Casey Arstein, the head coach of the Hermiston boys, as we turn into a Sway Motors pregame show from a Sway Motors postgame show. 2 minutes and we're back with head coach Casey Arstein on AM 1360 KOHU.
exciting happening so far?
Back in the Old West. Back in the Old West Federal Credit Union broadcast booth, America Olsen along with Sonny Leby as we get into the Swim Motors pregame show. Hermiston boys 6-0, taking on a Southridge team that is just 1-6. Seventh-year head coach DJ Traver. Talking to him, this opposing coach's interview brought to you by Mirasol Family Health Center. Said they're not playing great basketball right now. 1-6 is making that relatively obvious. He says, look, it's coming down to 5 or 6 possessions. When you go back and watch it on film, a lot of it's second chance points. So hitting defensive rebounding tonight is going to be something we're watching for this Southridge team. And Hermiston is a team that is smaller by nature, so if that's one of your focuses, keeping Hermiston off of the offensive boards, it's not, I'm saying, a cakewalk, but it is something that if you focus on it, you can do against Hermiston.
Yeah, but Hermiston also does a very good job of getting the position. You know, they've worked pretty hard on the boards offensively and defensively. Mendez, you know, when he's in the game, you have Davis that works very hard. Andreessen, probably one of the best rebounders out there on the court. Ramirez isn't afraid to get in on the defensive rebounds or on the offense. And I tell you who's really come along this year, and his stock is, in my book, has gone way up, is Cesar Ortiz. Offensive boards and defensive boards, he just gets tougher, this year than he's ever been, that we've seen him anyway.
So the Bulldogs win at AC Davis High School in Yakima, 71-52 on Saturday, the night after Pasco took them to overtime here in the Doghouse, but it was still a 71-61 victory for Hermiston. This is one of those streaks that can't really remember a 6-0 Hermiston team, let alone a 7-0 Hermiston team in boys basketball.
It's been a long time since we were that way, I believe. Dave Ego had one team that I think it was in his second year when they made it to the state tournament down there, back when they were still going to the Coliseum. I think they were 7 or 8-0 back at that time, but I would have to recheck with Dave and find out.
So the Bulldogs and the Southridge Suns are coming your way when we come back with the starting lineups after this 2-minute break on the Sway Motors pregame show at AM 1360 KOHU.
Exciting boys basketball action on a Tuesday evening here in Hermiston. Tonight we feature the second game of a Mid-Columbia Conference doubleheader. In earlier action tonight, the Lady Bulldogs of Hermiston defeated the Southridge Suns by a score of 67-35. Please welcome the visiting team, the Southridge Suns of Kennewick, Washington. The Suns are 1-6 on the season and 0-4 in league play. Please also give a big welcome to your hometown Hermiston Bulldogs. The Bulldogs are 6-0 to start the season and are 3-0 in league play. The Bulldogs are fresh off a Saturday evening win over Davis High School in Yakima, Washington by a score of 71-52. In earlier action this evening in boys play, the freshmen played, final score Hermiston 52, Southridge 43. And the JVs also played to move, Hermiston team moved to 6-1 with a 77-70 win over Southridge. Tonight's referees are Darren Drake, Santos Trevino, and the illustrious one, Joey Crawford. The official scorebook will be kept by Brittany Smith, the score clock, the dynamic duo of Stanley and Serena Wise, and the media specialist is the great one, Jacob Levy. Now let's go ahead and meet the coaches and non-starters. First of all, for the visiting Southridge Suns, please welcome the head coach in his 7th year, DJ Traver. They'll be assisted this evening by Kyle Worley, Chad Davis, Austin Mold, and Dennis Traver. And now the non-starters for Southridge. Number 4, 6'2" senior Christian Cook Parker. Number 10, 6'3" senior Stephen Englert. Number 20, 5'9" junior Donovan Perry. Number 22, 5'10" senior Elijah Brown. Number 30, 6' junior Brendan Beckwith. And number 34, 6'2" junior Dawson Stillwell.
Kirk Olson, Sonny Levy with you on the Mearsall Family Health Center injury report. It's still a tender ankle for Ryan Andreessen, but he's going to be out there tonight in the starting lineup. Andrew James' shoulders perpetually going to be sore, and Blake Davis is still trying to work himself back to 100% as well.
5'8"
So the Bulldogs will have everybody in uniform tonight. Maybe not everybody at 100%, but they are still in a position here to improve to 7-0 if they can beat the Southridge Suns this evening. Your starting lineups are brought to you by Rick's Car Wash, and for the visiting Southridge Suns, they will have a sophomore standing 6 feet tall, Eddie Marinas Jr., Simeon Howard, a 6'1 freshman, a 5'10 senior in Coldy Brunton, a 6'6 junior in Tristan Smith, their leading scorer, and then Sam Lopia, a 6'6 junior, a couple of towers out there, Lopia and Smith. For 7th-year head coach DJ Traver, he's assisted by Kyle Wortley, Chad Davis, Austin Moulton, Dennis Traver. Trainer is Axel Ellsworth, the superintendent Dave Bond, the principal Molly Anchor Teals, and the athletic director at Southridge is Tim Wood. For the Hermiston Bulldogs, the starting 5 at the point guard position, the 6 foot tall senior Jordan Ramirez. On the wings, the 6'3 senior Ryan Andreessen, the 6 foot senior Cesar Ortiz. The forwards, the 5'10 senior Andrew James, and the 6'1 senior Adrian Mendez. Casey Arstein in his 3rd year as the head coach of the Hermiston program. Anthony Landeros, an assistant coach. JV coach is Taylor Smith. The C-team coach, Ricardo Sotelo. Riley Smith in charge of the freshmen. The trainer is Dan Emery. The superintendent is Tricia Mooney. Principal here at Hermiston High School is Tom Spoo. The athletic director is Larry Usher. And the assistant to the athletic director, most important to the program, is Lindy Thompson. On the Ranch and Home scoreboard earlier on tonight in boys action, Hermiston freshmen 52-43 winners. The Hermiston JV team won 77-70. JV girls for Hermiston 62-52 winners, and the Hermiston girls 67-35 win the varsity game just before this one. Southridge has got their size. Hermiston has got the 6-0 record and a whole ton of experience out there on the floor tonight. Southridge in an all blue uniform, Suns across the chest in yellow with white numerals on the front and the back. Hermiston's all white uniform has white numerals trimmed in black and purple etching down the sides. Ryan Andreessen with Tristan Smith at the jump circle to tip things off. Mid-Columbia Conference doubleheader action here in Hermiston, and we are ready to go. Bulldogs attacking left to right. Kenyon Drake, Santos Trevino, and Joey Crawford, the officials out of the Tri-Cities for tonight's contest. And Andreessen wins the tip into the backcourt. Ramirez will open up Hermiston's first possession of this game against a Southridge team at 1-6. But they've been close over and over and over again. Kind of a similar situation to Pasco that pushed Hermiston overtime. Down underneath, Mendez kicks it back out on the perimeter. And Ortiz around to Andrew James. Skip pass, right corner. Ortiz tees a 3 blocked by Tristan Smith. Hermiston keeps the possession of the baseline. 13 on the shot clock in the opening possession of the game. Andrew James will put it in play. Second team all MCC quarterback. In, no look to Andreessen, who lays it in. Good possession to open up for Hermiston, a half minute and a 2-0 lead. Trap at half court. Bounce on the near sideline to Tristan Smith. He'll hand off to Howard, the freshman. Simeon Howard, near side, gives to Bruton. Bruton pulls up, throws it. Lopia, the 6'6 wing, gives out on the far side to a circling Howard and delaying an offensive foul on the freshman. Good offensive possession in the first 30 seconds. Good defensive possession in the second 30 seconds. And a 2-0 lead for Hermiston a minute into the game. Jordan Ramirez will walk it into the front court. Into traffic, and Andreessen blocked away by Smith. Howard with a foot race the other end, slows up at the top of the key. Now he'll attack the rim down the left lane and lays it in past Ortiz. Simeon Howard ties the game at 2. Not quite 90 seconds into the contest. Ramirez walks it across the timeline. Now Ortiz, far side Andreessen. Andreessen's one of the top scorers in the Mid-Columbia Conference, and Tristan Smith's one of the other top scorers. Bounce on the baseline. Mendez out to Ortiz. Steps to his left. Ortiz into the lane. In traffic. Flings it up with the left-handed in. Hard off the glass in the rim, but it falls for Hermiston. A 4-2 lead. Not quite 2 minutes into the contest. Howard out on the left wing. Has the ball picked away by Andrew James. All by himself the other end. Andrew James an easy lay-in. 6-2 now for Hermiston. 5:54 on the clock in the first quarter. The trap comes. Ramirez and James trapping. They get to Simeon Howard, the freshman between the rings. Going to work on James, asking for a screen. 5-second count, just missed it. Left side for Tristan Smith. Smith, the 6'6 guard, spins around on the baseline, stepped out of bounds. Early on, Southridge, couple of turnovers, and they trail 6-2. 5:33 left in the first period. Far sideline for Ortiz, circling back up top. James into the right corner for Ramirez. Bounce pass past Andreessen. The turnover picked up by Howard for Southridge. He'll run around James. He'll take it in. Falling away, lay-in from 6 feet away. Howard knocks it, though, into the hands of Smith. Smith, lefty jump hook into the hands of Andreessen for Hermiston. 5:08 on the clock. 6-2 Hermiston lead. Near sideline to the corner for James. Drives and kicks up top. Howard has the steal. Howard, the freshman, with a full head of steam, blows past everybody and lays it in. He's got all 4 of Southridge's points. They trail by 2. A little more than 3 minutes into the first quarter. 2-3 zone from Southridge. Ortiz and Ramirez up top. Foul line for Mendez. Back out to Ortiz. Howard extended on Ortiz. Steps into a 18-footer off the iron. Smith skies for the rebound. 2-point Hermiston advantage with 4:25 left in the first quarter. Eddie Marinus Jr. throws far sideline to Smith. Andreessen, the one checking Smith right now. Couple of the leading scores the MCC against each other. Down inside, Lopia turned around skyhook with his right hand is off front iron to Andrew James for Hermiston, who'll bring it into the front court. James, no look into the right corner. Andreessen drives and kicks. Ortiz 3 ball. Back iron too hard. Smith's got the rebound for Southridge at the halfway point of the first quarter. 6-4 the Hermiston advantage. Smith catches between the rings, turns and faces Andreessen. Looking to pass right now. He'll put it on the floor. Crossover move. Elbow jumper from the left side is off iron. Foot race on the far side. Howard chases down and keeps the possession for Southridge. He'll circle into the paint. Step past a defender and is fouled. On the floor, it appears, on Andrew James. His first team foul on Hermiston. 3:37 left in the first quarter. On the right wing, Breton fouled. James just picked up a second.
Personal foul is number 11, Andrew James. His second personal foul, second team foul.
Mariners Jr. will inbound in front of the student section for Hermiston on the far sideline. And a Smith poked out of his hands by Andreessen. Hermiston ball. Cole Smith will come into the game for Andrew James. You heard Casey Arstein say Smith may end up finding himself in the starting lineup here sooner or later, with him being a really tough matchup for opponents. Andreessen, right elbow extended jumper, turns around, hits it. Andreessen extends Hermiston's lead to 8-4. 3:15 left in the first quarter. Into the front court, Howard, the freshman, guarded by Ramirez. Lobs far side, Marinus Jr. holding over his head. Marinus lobs it in to Smith. Turned around for Tristan Smith, swished it. First points of the game for Smith. Not quite 20 points per game, a score for Southridge. 8-6 Hermiston's advantage, under 3 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Between the rings, Ortiz hands off to Ramirez. Into Smith. Smith got Smith into the air. Cole Smith got Tristan Smith into the air, and the blocking foul on the Southridge Suns, their second.
Personal foul is number 24.
And Tristan Smith commits the foul. Ortiz to inbound on the baseline for Hermiston, all the way up towards half court for Cole Smith. Near side, Ramirez. Ramirez drives and kicks right corner, Andreessen. He'll come out of the corner and give it right back to Ramirez in that corner. Skip pass stolen away by Simeon Howard. Howard dribbles around Andreessen. Euro step into the lane, lays it in. Timeout, Casey Arstein. Game's tied at 8. And the Southridge Suns see Hermiston and force Hermiston into a 30-second timeout. Another thing you heard Casey Arstein talk about in the pregame, asked about energy level with so many games in such a short amount of time. He says, never seems to be a problem on the offensive side. The defensive side is where sometimes a guy looks, quote-unquote, tired.
Well, they're going to get that test again this week because they'll have 3 games again this week and see how well their legs recover after tonight. And that's the big, the big test. You have a Friday, Saturday night game, then you followed up with a Tuesday game, and then again coming Friday, Saturday. So that'll be a big test on how long our legs are still under us tonight and how quickly they recover.
8 apiece with 2:25 left in the first quarter. Hermiston will be at Hanford on Friday, host Sunnyside on Saturday. Ramirez into Andreessen. Andreessen's pass underneath is tipped, but Andreessen gets it back. Baseline for Mendez and back up top. Ortiz to Ramirez. Ramirez drives and bounces it into the hands of Lopia for Southridge. Lobbed up court. Howard has it at half court. Left corner. Brutton 3-ball. Rattles it in. Brutton's got Southridge in front, 11-8. Under 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Ramirez and Ortiz will take it. One bounce, loses dribble to Mendez at the foul line. Kick in the left corner, tipped out of bounds off of Marinus. Sideline inbound for Hermiston, about 5 paces up from the baseline. Ortiz will put it in play on the far sideline. Lobs it between the rings. Andreessen gives to Ramirez. Back to Ortiz on the left side. Southridge doing well, even in their zone, to close out on Ortiz. Into the right corner, Cole Smith back out to Ramirez. Leaves it for Andreessen. Andreessen fakes a pass right, takes a 3-pointer off iron into Marinus' hands. Eddie Marinus Jr. brings it into the front court for Southridge. Kicks left corner. Brutton just hit there. Hits another one there. Brutton's got a Southridge lead to 14-8. With 1:10 left, and now a turnover by Hermiston. Steal, Smith bounces it. Ramirez, good defense, stole it away, and then a foul. Cole Smith and Tristan Smith get tied up. And I think Tristan Smith just picked up his second. He did. Third team foul on Southridge, but the 6'6 junior has got 2 fouls. So Stephen Englert, the 6'3 senior, will come into the game for Smith. Mendez is out, and Sergio Madrigal will come in for Hermiston. 1:04 left in the first quarter. 6-point lead. Ramirez walks it across the timeline. Far side for Madrigal. Into Andreessen, kicks right corner. Cole Smith 3-ball, knocks it down. Cole Smith cuts the lead to 3 for Southridge. Final 45 seconds. Up to Lapia. Lapia spins to his right. Defender fell. Steal by Andreessen. Up to Ortiz. Ortiz saw he didn't have numbers, so he'll slow up and get Hermiston a possession. Right side Ramirez. He'll drive into the paint. Dumps it out. Madrigal loses it through his hands. And legs out of bounds. Cole Smith will come out. And Adrian Mendez, after a very brief break, will come to the bench. 30.5 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Shot clock is off. And a 14-11 lead right now for the Southridge Suns. Simeon Howard's got 6 points. He dribbles with it in the jump circle with Ramirez on him. Ramirez went for the steal, didn't get it. 12 seconds left. Howard going to work now. Lost the handle out of bounds. Couldn't quite dribble it against Hermiston's best man-to-man defender.
No, that's Ramirez. That's awful tough to beat him one-on-one.
Ramirez down the far sideline into the front court. Ramirez all the way to Nathan, has it stripped away. Half-court heave by Marinus, short in the end of the first quarter. Sees Southridge in front of Hermiston, 14-11. We'll be back in 60 seconds on AM 1360 KOHU. Marquis Sunny. It's the second half of our doubleheader. The Hermiston boys trailing Southridge 14-11 as we start the second quarter. Southridge with the ball. Cody Brunton on the near sideline, hands off between the rings for Stephen Englert. Now Simeon Howard will come get the ball. Sam Lapia and Eddie Marinus Jr. round out the 5 for Southridge. Howard dribbling to the top of the key. He'll go to work, drive and kick, left wing. Englert to long 2, foul by Lapia on the 2-point attempt. 4th foul on Southridge.
They just gave that to Mendez? Whoa, no way.
No, they gave it to Lapia.
Yeah, they were pointing at Mendez to begin with, and wow, I was going to say that was, we saw it over the back in the first game, and that was exactly where that was.
So the Bulldogs trailing by 3, have the possession. Sergio Madrigal gets it out to Cesar Ortiz. Hand off to Jordan Ramirez, a 3-year starter. Between the rings, gives near sideline to Andreessen. Andreessen back to Ramirez. Ortiz on the left wing. Can be a lights out 3-point shooter when he gets going. Southridge, though, has extended their zone against him pretty well. Mendez to Ramirez. Ramirez drives, kicks it back out. Mendez kicks it across to Ortiz. Near side, 3 on the shot clock. Andreessen has to hoist. Back iron off into the hands of Marinus Jr. He'll bring it into the front court. A minute in, thrown away. Steal by Andreessen. Andreessen bounce to Ortiz, left side. Fouled on the lay-in attempt by Simeon Howard. 2nd on the freshman, 5th on Southridge. And with 6:51 on the clock in the second quarter, 2 foul shots coming for Cesar Ortiz. First foul shots of the game. Ortiz bricks the first. And Southridge will bring Donovan Perry, 5'9" junior, into the contest.
Wow.
2 for 2 trip where he missed them both. Still a 14-11 lead for Southridge. 6:45 left in the second quarter. Near sideline for Lapia. Rifles it underneath, tipped out by Ramirez last. Southridge will have a baseline inbound. Marinus Jr. to put it in play. The sophomore guard for Southridge. All 4 Suns lined up on the left wing. Kick it into the corner. Brunton there, 3-ball, swished it. Brunton's got 9 on a trio of 3-pointers. By the way, first points of the second quarter with 6:25 left in this period. 17-11 is the lead. Andreessen on the near side, into the corner for Madrigal. Madrigal kicks it to Ramirez. He'll tee a tray. Swish! Jordan Ramirez answers back with a 3 to cut the Southridge lead to 17-14. 6 minutes left in the second quarter. Marinus work it against Ortiz. Kicks into the hands of, into the lap of, looked like Riley Smith was the intended target on that one. the freshman coach for Hermiston, though not on the Southridge Suns team. So, turnover, and the Bulldogs down by 3 possess. 5:45 left in the second quarter. Andreessen on the far side. Rifles up top. Cole Smith kicks near side. Ortiz tries a three-pointer. Front iron off. Lopia's got the rebound, and then Mendez ties him up. Jump ball. Possession is Hermiston's. Mendez kind of angled himself and timed that perfectly to get in position to get the jump ball. Cole Smith will inbound on the baseline. Baskets to his right as he looks up. Blocks and elbows for Hermiston. Into Ortiz, up to Ramirez. Ramirez to Andreessen in front of the foul line. Righty floater, floats in. 6 points for Andreessen. And now Hermiston's down by 1. 5:25 left in the second quarter. Englert will work his way down the left lane, and a foul called on Andreessen, his third team foul. Gives a baseline inbound for the Suns. 5:20 left in the second quarter. Southridge up by 1. Into the left wing. Brutton, three-pointer, airballed that one. He had made 3 in a row from that left wing. Ramirez in the front court for Hermiston. Kicks into the corner. Cole Smith drives baseline. Floats it up over the top of the rim. And into the front court. A traveling violation on Donovan Perry right at half court. So Southridge gives it back to Hermiston with their lead at 17-16. 5:04 left in the second quarter. Bulldogs the inbound at half court near sideline. Down by 1. Far sideline, Cole Smith gets it back to Ramirez between the rings. Near side, Ortiz into Andreessen. Blocked from behind by Marinus. Into the front court comes Brutton. Brutton gives to Marinus. Marinus down the right lane, floats one up over everything and pulled down by Hermiston. Mendez gets it into the left wing for Cole Smith. Hermiston still trailing 17-16 with 4:33 left in the second quarter. Andreessen in the right corner. Up top to Smith. Ortiz left side 3. Too hard. Rebound. Lopia pokes it. Andreessen, though, has it for Hermiston. New shot clock. Andreessen. He'll actually take his way into the lane to shoot it. Blocked on the second try by Lopia. Marinus Jr.'s got it into the front court. Still a 1-point lead for Southridge. They want a timeout with 4:09 left in the second quarter. A 30-second timeout for the 7th-year head coach, DJ Traver. Bulldogs getting a lot of looks, just can't finish anything.
Yeah, Southridge does very well on the timing. Hermiston just needs to give maybe a ball fake every now and then, get a head fake, get him in the air, because Southridge is committing to that first move to go up, and they've blocked 4 of our shots already, 2 from 3-point range, and 2 of them inside. They just need to go ahead, and Hermiston does, give the ball fake, get him up in the air with a head fake, ball fake, and then once they go up, draw the foul.
(17-16) Southridge in front with 4:09 left in the second quarter on the Ranch and Home scoreboard. Kennewick up 9-8 on Chiawana after 1 quarter in the boys game played at Kennewick High School. Lopia catches inside, 1 bounce to his right, and righty floaters it in. Sam Lopia. His first points of the game extend the lead now to 19-16. 3:43 left in the second quarter. Ramirez off of the shoe tops of Lopia out of bounds. At a baseline inbound coming for Hermiston, down by 3. Cole Smith to put it in play. Into Andreessen, 12-footer, front iron and in. Ryan's got 8. Hermiston down again by 1. Into the front court, Marinus goes right side, and a foul out on the perimeter against Ortiz. His first 14th foul with 3:27 left in the second quarter. Far sideline, Marinus to inbound for Southridge. To a cutter poked away by Ramirez, and Mendez has it for Hermiston. A 3-on-2. Mendez takes himself off of the rim. Rebound put back by Andreessen, who has 10. And Hermiston's back in front, 20-19, with 3:14 left in the second quarter. The undefeated Bulldogs have trailed the Southridge Suns most of the second quarter. Mendez called for a foul, going for a steal and a pass to Lapia. His first and the 5th team foul on Hermiston.
Foul number 23, Adrian Mendez, his first personal.
Now, question is the state of Washington the same as Oregon? If you go for the block and slap the backboard, but it's a technical, or do they not look at that?
I mean, I think that's one of those, it's letter of the law in the book. Ball dribbled out of bounds off of Cole Smith last. It'll stay Southridge ball.
Great defense that time by Cole Smith.
Blake Davis into the game for the first time tonight for Hermiston, the 6'4 junior. Right side, Breton's three-pointers off. Davis rips down the rebound and hands off to Ramirez for Hermiston. A 1-point lead, under 3 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Ramirez comes around a pick from Davis. Left side for Ortiz, passed up a three-pointer. Gets it back. Ortiz will try this three-pointer. Back iron too hard on a long shot. Cole Smith can't get it, but Blake Davis steals it away. And now Smith, a three-pointer, rattles out. Lapia tips it near side to Perry. Donovan Perry for Southridge will walk it into the front court. 2.5 minutes left in the second quarter and a 20-19 advantage for Hermiston. Perry on the near side. Looking inside, Lapia in his pockets, picked by Ramirez, but out of bounds near sideline.
In action now, Southridge Suns number 2, Eddie Marines Jr.
Near sideline, Perry will inbound it, bounce it into Marinus. Lapia throws near side, Engelbert down the lane, and he walked. Turnover on Southridge. Will get it back to the Bulldogs, up by 1 with 2:10 left in the second quarter. Into the front court, Ramirez will walk it, working out to his right side. Into Andreessen, turnaround jumper, iron off, rebound, putback. Andreessen's got 12. 22-19. Left corner with 1:45 left. Perry there. Perry will drive himself into the lane. Wild righty shot rattles home. And Hermiston's lead is back down to 1. Final 95 seconds of the first half. Left corner, Smith three ball, front iron off, picked up by Marines. Marines will bring it into the front court. Pass to the top of the key. Lopia there. Cross to Engelbert. Engelbert. And a foul on his way across the lane. Committed by Ortiz. Second on Caesar. 6-team foul on Hermiston. And Sergio Madrigal will come back into the game to replace Ortiz with 1:13 left in the first half. Hermiston in front, 22-21. Southridge on this possession looking to get the lead back. They're inbound into Perry on the left wing. Perry will drive. Stuck at the foul line. Spins around, takes it to the left hand, rolls it off the front iron and in. Perry's got 4. Southridge is back in front, 23-22. Final minute of the first half. Madrigal to Smith. Smith will drive baseline, leave it for Blake Davis. Got Lapia in the air and then step to his left to lay it in. 24-23. We seesaw back and forth in the final minutes of the second quarter. Just 36 left on the clock. Marines Jr. moving back towards half court. Lapia on the far side. Kicks near side for Elijah Brown, the senior. Throws it in, poked by Andreessen. Near sideline, hand fighting. Marines ends up with it, and he's fouled by Cole Smith. No, by Sergio Madrigal. Madrigal's first, 7th team foul on Hermiston. And so Eddie Marines Jr. with 2 foul shots coming. 17.7 seconds left in the first half. First one goes begging. First foul shot of the first half for Southridge. Cody Breton back in. Yeah, Marines on his second. is able to tie the game at 24. 15 seconds left in the first half. Ramirez will rocket across the timeline. Madrigal on the far side. Round a high pick from Andreessen. Cole Smith back to Madrigal. 5 seconds. Madrigal coming to his left. Righty floater in the lane, floats it in with the final seconds ticking off the clock. And Sergio Madrigal's first points of the game get Hermiston in front 26-24 as the teams head to the locker room for halftime. Bulldogs in front as we go to the Tom Mitchell Ford Country halftime show. We're back in 2 minutes here on AM 1360 KOHU. Tom Mitchell Ford Country halftime show at Hermiston High School. Hermiston 26-24, the 2-point lead as the teams go to the locker room for the halftime break. I'm Eric Olson along with Sonny Libby. The Bulldogs and the Southridge Suns seesawed through that second quarter especially. And Southridge has really had the lead for a prominent portion of the first half. Bulldogs, kind of like Pasco last Friday night, not playing tremendously well here through the first two quarters.
No, not really. And, you know, Southridge was kind of having their way with us until their two big guys, Tristan Smith and Howard, both went out with 2 fouls apiece early in that second quarter. And virtually Hermiston started taking a little bit more control of the game once those two players went out. You know, Hermiston's just got to continue to try and keep the ball moving, kicking it in, kicking it out, making that occasional drive, making that zone defense keep moving around instead of allowing them to go ahead and just settle in there with the bottle and one in the center there, and they call the box and one actually, and just keep it in the center of it. And, you know, if they can get by, if they can make that defense work, then they can start getting a whole lot of fouls called on the Southridge team. There it'll come up to the facts who is going to be able to make free throws, and not many have been taken in this half.
I was going to say none in the first quarter. Southridge went 1 of 2 in the second quarter, and Hermiston went 0 for 2 in the second quarter. It's actually been pretty fast going, in part because of the no foul calls in the first half of play. Southridge looking for their first win in conference and their second win of the season. They're 1-6. Hermiston at 6-0 is trying to make it a 7-0 start to the 2018-2019 campaign. We will see Hermiston on Friday at Hanford. Saturday they host Sunnyside. Those are the last two games of 2018. However, with the holidays coming, we are going to be taking a much needed break ourselves. So this is our last broadcast of 2018 here on KOHU Sports. And we'll continue the Tom Denchel Ford Country halftime show with some first half statistics when we come back in 2 more minutes here on AM 1360 KOHU.
And ladies and gentlemen, we now have some special awards today for our ugliest Christmas sweater contest that was held today at the school and at the game. And we have prizes for those. Our first winner, and is going to receive a prize, is an 11th grader for most sparkly, ugly Christmas sweater that goes to Kimberly Silva. Kimberly Silva, come on up. You have the most sparkly, but yet ugly Christmas sweater. Come up and get your prize. Next, we have the most likely to have come from mom or grandmother's closet. Most likely to have come from mom or grandmother's closet. That goes to 11th grader Tyson Salinas. Tyson Salinas, you're the winner. Come up and get your prize. Looks like he's being roughed up a little bit over there. Tyson Salinas, you're a winner, and you get a prize. Come on over here. Then we have another prize, the most homemade ugly Christmas sweater. Most homemade ugliest Christmas sweater goes to 10th grader Tyler Blake. Tyler Blake. That is a very ugly homemade sweater. Good job, Tyler Blake. Well, Tyler gets a free treat. That's awesome. The overall ugliest Christmas sweater goes to Lainey Gomez, 11th grader. Lainey Gomez, 11th grader, overall ugliest Christmas sweater. Here she comes. Now, isn't she just got the ugliest sweater you ever saw? Wow. Congratulations, Lainey Gomez. She's going to get a picture taken. It's going to be it's going to go viral. Lainey, you're going to be viral. And then we have two staff members. The ugliest sweater, female staff, goes to Kate Greeno. Kate Greeno.
All right, welcome back to Hermiston High School and Tom Denchel Ford Country halftime show. And the Hermiston boys with a 26-24 lead over the Southridge Suns. Currently awarding, I don't know if they're best dressed or worst dressed, or they're pretty poorly dressed. Ugly sweater day here at Hermiston High School. Softball coach Kate Greeno just picked up a staff win along with Sean McClanahan, the band director. All right, so first half stats, let's get them coming your way. For the Southridge Suns, Cody Burton hit 3 3-point shots, the 9 points, the leading scorer for Southridge. Simeon Howard added 6. Donovan Perry 4 off of the bench. Tristan Smith, Sam Lupia each had 2, and Eddie Marines Jr. had 1. 1 for 2 from the foul line, 3 3-point shots made. For Hermiston, Ryan Andreessen with 12. After that, 3 points from Cole Smith and Jordan Ramirez, 2 points from Cesar Ortiz, Andrew James, Blake Davis, and Sergio Madrigal. 0 for 2 from the foul line, and Hermiston also hit 2 3-point shots in the first half. Any other numbers, Sonny?
Real even on rebounding and turnovers. Both Southridge and Hermiston ended up with 11 rebounds apiece in that first half, with Andreessen leading the way for Hermiston with 4, and Marinas with 3 for the Suns. Turnover-wise, Southridge ended up with 13. They had a little bit worse night than Hermiston. 8 on the night for Hermiston, doing a lot better job in that second quarter of protecting the basketball and not giving it up.
All right, we'll take one final break. 1 minute and we're back with second half action. Hermiston leading 26-24 on AM 1360 KOHU. You were joking, then I couldn't find you. I was like, oh, maybe he's serious. He just left. All right, second half, and Hermiston leading 26-24. Southridge will start with the ball, attacking left to right. Tristan Smith, Sam Lapia. Up top right now, three-pointer for Cody Breton, who knocks it down.
That's number 14, Cody Breton.
He puts Southridge back in front, 27-26 to start things off here into the second half. Juan Rodriguez, the girls coach, with us as well. They won 67-35 earlier on this evening. By the way, Ryan Andreessen, Cesar Ortiz, Andrew James, Jordan Ramirez, Adrian Mendez, and Eddie Marines Jr., Simeon Howard. Inside, and Mendez finishes at the hoop, his first points of the game, and Hermiston is back out in front to 28-27. They've only shot 4 foul shots this entire game, so we'll find places to work one in here right now. A ball poked. Howard chases it back down. The freshman rifles it to Smith. Smith going to work on Andreessen. Spins back into the lane. There's a foul, plus a chance for a three-point play as Smith floats it in. His just second basket of the ball game. So are you happy with the way things went tonight?
Yeah, I'm happy, obviously, with the win. You know, the way we started out the season, a win right now is a win, and it's a confidence booster for the girls. And I saw a lot of improvements.
Foul on a missed free throw shot by Simeon Howard, who picks up his third.
Seeing a lot of improvement from all the girls, and I'm starting to kind of finally figure out a rotation that's going to work for us and to kind of maximize some of our abilities.
Minute into the third quarter, Hermiston trailing 29-28 with the possession. Ramirez gives near side Andreessen into left corner for Ortiz. And Hermiston just working around the perimeter. On a little 4 out, Andreessen at the foul line, misses the floater, flips it back up with his right-handed in. And Andreessen's got 14. 30-29 the lead now for Hermiston. As they seesaw back and forth with Southridge. Now a foul off for the ball. I was going to ask about rotation because tonight we saw everybody. And so you called it before the game a fact-finding mission. What facts did you find tonight?
I think what I found was that when girls are composed and they play at our tempo, they can be good contributors. You know, if you look at our scorebook tonight, everybody scored. Everybody that played scored. And so kind of what I thought to be in this season, we got good basketball players on our team. But I know now that they have to be in certain situations and they'll score in certain situations.
Tristan Smith turnaround jumper rattles home to put Southridge back in front, 31-30. Andreessen, by the way, got called for the last foul, his third. Long three for Cesar Ortiz from way downtown. Ortiz, who had just 2 points in the first half, puts Hermiston back out in front, 33-31. Now a steal. Ramirez the other end, by himself with the lay-in. Ramirez the swipe and the score. He's got 5, 35-31. Can Hermiston restore a little bit of order? The 6-0 Bulldogs against the 1-6 Southridge Suns. A foul. Reach in by Cesar Ortiz, and now he's got 3. Andreessen's got 3 on the third team foul on Hermiston with 5:42 left in the third quarter. So 27 turnovers was our tally up here. I mean, that's still trying to find or teach the pace of the game?
Yeah, I think, I think we've talked about this before. You know, we want to be an up-tempo team, even though we have bigs, we have Jordan and Maddie Bird. They can run the floor just well enough. And so we want to be an up-tempo team, but at the same time be composed. And we're still crossing that line. You know, we're trying too much to be up-tempo, taking too many unnecessary risks, and turning the ball over too much in transition.
Sergio Madrigal just picked up his second. Now 4 team fouls on Hermiston. Boys lead 35-31 with 5:38 left in the third quarter. Left corner, Bruton another three, swishes another one. He's got 15 all on jumpers from outside the arc. And it's a 35-34 lead for Hermiston. Turnover by the Bulldogs on the far sideline in front of the student section. Quickly to the scorer's table. Donovan Perry will come back into the game for Simeon Howard. We saw a little more of Sydney Sievert, the freshman. How did she play tonight?
I think as well as I thought she would. She's going to make her mistakes, but I like her tempo. I like her aggressiveness, her ability to handle the ball and give Jazz a break and have Jazz be off the ball. And, it's just something that...
Ramirez gets a pick away from Tristan Smith, coming the other direction all by himself, swipe and score his second one of the quarter.
It's something that I wanted to do with Sydney from the beginning. I knew she had that potential, but her injury early in the season kind of didn't allow me to do it. So I was really pleased with her, especially in that spot in our program at the point guard.
Bruton can miss. He missed a three at the top of the key. Hermiston's got it the other end. Up by 3. Ramirez into the lane. Lopia partial block on a Ramirez shot attempt. 37-34 Hermiston, and Andrew James steals at the other end. Lofts it up court. Ramirez will whip past a Perry and lay it in. Ramirez has 9 now. 39-34. 4:23 left in the third quarter. Donovan Perry holding up top for the Southridge Suns. What do you know about Hamford? You play at their place on Fridays. Perry walks his way into the lane.
They're a lot like Southridge. They're going to make the game kind of scrappy, try to speed us up a little bit, and really play a zone a lot like Southridge did, and kind of try to use all of their resources as possible. They've had some lopsided losses, but it's one of those things where in the MCC on any given night, a team's going to beat you if you don't play well. So we got to make sure that, like the second, third, and fourth quarter tonight, we kind of assert our dominance, which is just something we weren't able to do in the first quarter tonight.
Ball tipped out of bounds. Hermiston gets it. Andrew James in the lane, dumps it underneath. Cole Smith blocked by Lopia. It's out of bounds. Hermiston has a baseline inbound coming. 39-34, Hermiston's lead with 3:57 on the clock in quarter number 3. Juan Rodriguez, the girls coach, with us as well. They won 67-35 earlier on tonight. Ramirez for Hermiston between the rings. Takes it in the lane. Teardrop is off, and Tristan Smith has the rebound for Southridge. Triggers up court to Simeon Howard. He'll go one-on-one against James and float it up and in. Howard has 8 points now, the freshman. Cuts the Hermiston lead to 39-36. 3:35 left in the third period of play. Ramirez around a high pick from Andrew James. Picks up his dribble. Now he's stuck up top. Kicks right wing. Magical. Back up to Ramirez. Howard stepped in front of the pass and knocked out of bounds on the far sideline. And Casey Arstein, I thought he wanted a timeout. It's just the sub. And Marines Jr. will come back into the game for Donovan Perry. Ramirez got the pass from Magical. Wasn't quite ready for it, but he'll bring it into the front court. High pick from Mendez. Left elbow. Kicks into the corner. Cole Smith drives baseline. Under the basket. He'll stop. Kick up top. Andrew James. Back to Smith. Right corner 3. Rims around and out. Rebound pings around. Madrigal chases it down, and Hermiston keeps the possession with the new shot clock. 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Bulldogs by 3. Number 33, Ramirez kicks it into the corner. Madrigal bounces it back out. Ramirez will work his way into the lane. Bounce it between 2 defenders to the hoop. Smith misses and rebounded by Lopia. And it's thrown out of bounds. 2:43 left in the third quarter. 39-36 is the score line. Madrigal gets it to Ramirez, who holds it in the backcourt. Now he'll walk it into the front court. Madrigal near side. Ramirez, right side to Smith, into Andrew James. James passes, poked, steal the other direction. Burton himself, he doesn't have any points inside the three-point line. Now he does. 17 on the layup. And Hermiston's lead is back down to 1 again. Madrigal drives, ripped away by Howard. Smith's got it at half court for Southridge. They could take the lead back here with 2:10 left in the third quarter on this possession. Howard, top of the key, steps to his left. Stuck, tied up. So Hermiston's at 6-0. You guys have had in the girls program winning streaks that ended up getting really long. How do you manage the kids' mindset when you get these long win streaks?
I think it's all about keeping them focused in practice, right? Because it's just a natural thing for kids. It's a natural thing for any human that when you're being successful, and as successful as they have been, you think it's going to come easy. And great basketball players, great teams, great coaches understand that just because you're on a winning streak doesn't mean that you're going to win the next one, even if it's a team that hasn't won very much. So the trick is for the players and the coaches to understand that you still got to work just as hard in practice as if you were 0-6. And so I think Coach Arstein does a good job. You know, I sit in there and watch their practice because they practice either before or after, and he's after those guys. You know, he understands that they're not talented enough to take nights off. They're a really good basketball team, and they outwork and they beat people because they're well coached and they know how to play basketball. But when you come up against a team that is longer, bigger, more athletic, you still have to have that focus. And so he does a good job with that in practice.
That was a full timeout for Hermiston with 2:04 left in the third quarter. Bulldogs lead is 39-38. I know you were watching the freshman girls for most of the first half, but now that you've been up here with us, what are you seeing as you watch Southridge stay with the boys right now?
You know, the big thing is Southridge's length in their zone is just causing
shot
issues.
Blocked by Lapia. That length right there, the 6'6" Lapia.
And so the boys are just not as aggressive as they normally are against other teams, getting into the paint, dropping the ball off to Mendez and doing all the other stuff. So they got to continue to be aggressive, and they got to knock down open shots.
Marines turns around and knocks down a contested shot. And Southridge back in front, 40-39. Ramirez left open. He'll try the three and rattle it home to answer back.
And just like that, you know, where AJ gets into the paint and draws defenders and kicked out for an open shot, they got to continue to stay aggressive, get into the key, get into the teeth of the zone.
You can even see Ramirez hesitates there because he just doesn't. He's not the shooter, but when he's open, he does have to take that kind of thing.
Exactly. And he has to take that shot. It's within their offense. If he doesn't take it, they don't close him out, which allows their defense to sag in on other players. So that's a good shot. He's just got to be confident and shoot it more often.
Ramirez called for a foul on Simeon Howard, who is at the line. 2 foul shots, hits the first. He can tie this game. Andrew James will come out. Ryan Andreessen, who's playing with 3 fouls, will return. 1:08 left in the third quarter. Howard, the freshman, double digits now with the second foul shot going as well. Knotted at 42 with 1:05 left in the third quarter. Cesar Ortiz walks it into the front court. Far sideline for Smith, back to Ortiz. Right wing three, front iron off. And Mendez loses the jump with Marines for the rebound. 42 apiece, and Howard brings it into the front court for Southridge. Bruton on the far side, kind of doing jumping jacks, wanting the ball. Don't see a lot of this yet in high school, where that was a 2-for-1 opportunity. If Southridge wanted to go score quick with the shot clock. Howard top of the key, might have walked into that drive. Kicks it back out. Bruton did walk and turns it over with 7 on the shot clock. How is getting used to the shot clock now that it's there all the time?
You know, it's honestly for us, and I think for our program, offensively it's not a big deal because we try to score quick and we try to play up tempo. But it's those situations like you just said, right, where you could get a 2-for-1. Well, we don't realize it. We go and we just try to run our offense, and it's just things as coaches we got to coach our kids who've never been in a shot clock situation.
Andreessen with 6 seconds left misses the 8-foot turnaround jumper. Ball rolls, picked up. Mendez on the baseline, air balls at 18-footer. That will bring us to the end of the third quarter, tied at 42.
But defensively, to finish my point there, defensively, you know, we talk a lot about it. You got to play defense for 30 seconds, and when those last 10 seconds, you got to play a little bit harder to force a bad shot and finish possession. So I love it. You know, my colleagues from Oregon from the last few years, they text me regularly, a little bit jealous, wanting updates on the shot clock because, you know, it's something that should be in high school basketball. You know, there's obviously different opinions, but it's good for us, I guess.
All right, let me leave you with this. Sonny needs your help. We need your help. When the fight song plays, nobody stands and claps, and
man.
it's driving Sonny crazy.
Man. I think that's something that Larry's kind of is upset about it too, and I think he's just ran out of energy. He does so many other things to get culture in our school and get the kids excited, and that's one of the things that he was gung-ho about, but nobody seems to care, and so I think that's kind of something he let slide a little bit, but they need to stand up. You know, we have finally the fight song up, the words that nobody knew until this year or last year, so as an alum, definitely, you know, we gotta get a little bit more pride in that.
You know where it could start? It could start with them folks over there, the half-full student section right now. Again, it's a Tuesday night. There's nothing. I've lived here for 13 years. There's nothing else to do. High school students get to the building.
No, and that's the thing is, it's just culturally a little bit different. You know, when I was in high school, we went to games to hang out with other kids, you know, to hang out with our friends because there was nothing else to do. And now with social media, you know, you hang out all the time. So I don't know. It's, you know, it's a good and bad, but definitely should have a little bit bigger student section there. It is the last week of before Christmas break, though, and a lot of teachers are giving tests, including me, so maybe they're studying.
Not at Umatilla High School. It's just an essay this week. All right, Juan, we appreciate the time. This is our last broadcast of 2018, so we're taking the weekend off. So we appreciate the time, and we wish you a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year. We'll see you in early January, Richland here on January 4th.
Richland away, I think. Maybe it's away, maybe it's wrong.
Yeah. Basket and a foul on a take by Adrian Mendez. And for Mendez, a chance for a three-point play the old-fashioned way, put the Bulldogs back in front. Juan Rodriguez with us. The girls win 67-35 here this evening as the Bulldog boys about a minute into the fourth quarter. 44-42 is the score. Mendez hits the shot. You just kind of feel like it. I mean, the form chart says that Hermiston should just pull away at some point, but Southridge is hitting their shots. They didn't hit that one. Marines Jr. misses from the right elbow. And Ramirez will walk into the front court. I mean, there's foul trouble, but it's not.
It's not
bad. It doesn't feel like it would be that. I mean, Andreessen's got 3. He's left open. Ramirez up top, steps to his left. He'll drive down, kick into the right corner. Cole Smith can't handle it, lost out of bounds. Everything's just a little bit imprecise right now.
Yeah, and that's where Hermiston's just got to slow it down just a little bit. Continue to, do exactly what Juan was saying. Attack the middle so we can get that, and then slow it down on our approach to go ahead and try and get the ball out to our shooters.
Tristan Smith knocks down a right elbow jumper. He's got 8. Brutton's got 17. They're 2 leading scorers. Ortiz short on a jumper from the left elbow. Smith the other end. He's got a full head of steam. Slows up, pulls up. Excuse me, that wasn't Smith. That was Bruton. He's got 19 now. And Southridge is back in front. 46-45. Last update, halftime. Kamaikan boys 20, Chiawana 19. Being played at Kamaikan High School. Between the rings, Ramirez gives to Ortiz. Andreessen, Mendez, and Cole Smith, the 5 right now. Mendez under the basket, wipes it back out to Ortiz. Pass poked by Bruton out of bounds. Into the hands of Larry Usher. I mean, Juan's right. Mm-hmm. Larry can't do everything.
Nope.
Into Andreessen. Andreessen floats it from 6 feet away, up and in. Andreessen's Hermiston's leading scorer with 16. Bulldogs back in front, 47-46. Timeout given to DJ Traver. Full timeout with 5:23 left in the fourth quarter. 47-46, the Hermiston advantage. We'll take 60 seconds here on AM 1360 KOHU. to be home by 9 o'clock. Last night, the JV girls game had so many fouls on the Umatilla side. 4 girls fouled out, and they finished the game with 3 on the floor against Hefner. The JV boys game must have had 85 fouls in it. And the girls game took forever. We didn't get home until 10 last night. I'm Eric Key Sonny from the Old West Federal Credit Union broadcast booth. 5:23 left in the fourth quarter. Hermiston leading Southridge, but clinging to a 47-46 lead. Simeon Howard's got 10 points. The freshman point guard holds between the rings. Got away with a walk again there. Hermiston zoning right now. Lopia right corner 3. Short gets his own rebound in the corner and lobs it back out on top. Eddie Marines Jr. to Howard. Cody Bruton, their leading scorer with 19, overdoing jumping jacks in the left wing, but Howard misses the three-pointer. And with under 5 minutes remaining in the fourth, Jordan Ramirez, Cesar Ortiz, Ryan Andreessen, Cole Smith, and Adrian Mendez. Andreessen in the left corner for Ortiz. Ortiz maybe a little gun shy. He's got just 1 3-pointer made tonight. Howard a steal. Ramirez pokes it back. He and Bruton chase it down on the far corner, and it's Bruton. Apparently, Ramirez touched it last. He ends up in the third row sitting down. Cannot believe that they say he touched it last. I do wonder if that was one of those officials. They're going to give it to Southridge so they don't call a foul. Marines Jr. lobs it in to Howard. Simeon Howard looks and gives Bruton near side. Round the perimeter, Southridge will possess. He walked there, now they got him. He starts himself every time.
Yeah, and that's a freshman mistake, and he'll get rid of that. And I tell you what, once he gets rid of that, he is going to be a big force to be. You're going to have to find ways to beat that kid.
He's kind of, and Casey Arstein told us this in the pregame show, that he's like the Kennewick guard, maybe not quite as fast. Cole Smith to the 10 with a lay-in. His second bucket of the ball game. Hermiston's back in front by 3. Halfway point of the fourth. To the lane, Howard blocked, rebound put back. Tristan Smith's there to get himself into double digits. Southridge's leading scorer has been relatively quiet tonight. Makes it 49-48 Hermiston. The 3:45. Smith will drive baseline. Float it up. Lopia with the block. Gets to Marines Jr. Now Howard has it. Southridge can get back in front on this possession. Howard picks up his dribble. Lobs it. Lopia left wing. Lob back to the near side. Howard at the top of the key. Floater from the foul line. Back iron off. Rebound pings around. Yep. And a foul on the rebound called on Simeon Howard. That is his fourth. And it's just the third team foul on Southridge. They've got some fouls to give. Hermiston's got 1 foul to give before bonus with 3:27 left in the fourth quarter. Bulldogs by 1. Hosting the Southridge Suns. Trying to make it a complete sweep. Ortiz into the right corner for Andreessen. Andreessen catches at the foul line. Help defense comes and he'll kick it back out on top to Ortiz. Leave for Andreessen. Right wing 3 ball. Nothing but the bottom of the net. Andreessen extends the Hermiston lead to 52-48 with under 3 minutes remaining now in the fourth quarter. Bulldogs could really use a stop on this possession. Simeon Howard bounces it. Tristan Smith, right elbow extended, kicks into the corner. Tip pass. Bruton gets it. Back out on top. Howard rifles near side. Steal by Ramirez. Ramirez against Howard one-on-one. Ramirez left side. Misses the left. Rebound put back off for Andreessen. Marines Jr. has the rebound. 2:30 left in the fourth. 52-48. Howard again into the front court. Time out, Southridge. With 2:21 left in the fourth quarter, it is a full timeout. We'll take the break as well. Back in a minute on AM 1360 KOHU.
Hermiston got them to dig that up. I got Delia Wallace in the library. I called them and said, Delia, I don't remember what our fight song used to be. What is it?
Hermiston 52, Southridge 48. This has been a close game all game. At one point, Southridge did lead 14-8. Hermiston's biggest lead of this game, boy, it's pretty much now. They had a 5-point lead at 39-34 in the third quarter. Marines Jr. misses a runner on the right baseline, rebounded by Cole Smith. 2 minutes left in regulation. This Bulldog team, it was overtime over Pasco last Friday. Handily won at Davis on Saturday, 71-52. Trying to make it 7 wins in 7 tries to start the 2018 season. Ball knocked out of bounds into the Hermiston student section. Bulldogs will inbound there. Cole Smith to half court where Ramirez will set up the offense. Guarded by Simeon Howard. Still a zone from Southridge. Right corner, Smith 3-ball. Nothing but the bottom of the net for Cole Smith. 55-48. Southridge moving quick the other end of the floor. Tristan Smith has it on the perimeter. Leaves it for Howard. Ramirez stole the pass. Ramirez the other way all by himself, and another lay-in for Jordan Ramirez. He's got 14. 57-48. Biggest lead of the game for the Bulldogs with 1:16 left. Can they finish off a Southridge team that is stuck around all game? Short shot by Howard, got his own rebound, turns back around to the paint and lays it in. Howard's got 12. 57-50. Minute left. Full court pressure now from Southridge. Ramirez gets it up to half court. Casey Arstein's been asking for a timeout and asking for a timeout. Finally, he gets the full timeout with 54.7 seconds remaining. And Hermiston in front, 57-50. One of the things you have to always remember about this senior-laden Hermiston team, I mean, Larry Escher has always been the athletic director coach on the baseline, but this is his group.
Yes.
This is DJ, his son's a senior, and this senior group, they all came up playing for Larry in AAU from second grade all the way through middle school, winning a ton of stuff in the Northwest. He was as frankly confident as anyone about Hermiston coming into the Mid-Columbia Conference this year with this group. They've got the savvy. They've been in a ton of close games. So, they're not going to panic when Southridge is still with them in the middle of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that's exactly what they've been showing tonight, is that composure in this fourth period when Southridge keeps making that little bit of run, when Hermiston was able to go ahead and force a couple of turnovers and then go ahead and convert a couple of baskets. No composure lost whatsoever on this Hermiston team, and now they just got to get this 54 seconds out of the way.
Now, we'll be honest, this has not been their best game. A hold in the backcourt by Cody Bruton. Just his first foul of the game. And the 14th foul, Southridge. This is now catching up to 7th-year head coach DJ Travers' team. They've still got a couple of fouls to give.
Mm-hmm.
And so into Ramirez, and Marines Jr. tried to get a foul immediately. They don't give it to him. Ramirez hands off to Andreessen, far side. Lopia will foul. And that's the 5th team foul. And Sam Lopia's second. Hermiston has a sideline inbound coming in front of the student section. Bounce into Andreessen in the right corner. Tristan Smith on him. Andreessen will put it on the floor. Now pick up his dribble again. Throw it through defenders. Ball tipped, loose on the floor. Picked up by Mendez. Mendez to the 10. High arcing shot floats in. Adrian Mendez with 7. 59-50. Is anybody more composed in these things than Mendez late in games? Other end, a lay in by Howard at a timeout by Southridge, 30-second variety with 17.4 seconds remaining, 59-52. It looks like Hermiston will have done enough here tonight to improve to 7-0. And to finish off a sweep of the Southridge Suns, dropping them to 1-7. What Southridge's way back into this? Well, it starts with a steal on the inbound and a lightning quick three-pointer. Really a lightning quick three-pointer where they're fouled as well.
Yep.
It's a 7-point game with 17.4 remaining. The inbounder will be Jordan Ramirez. He's got the baseline to run if he wants it. Goes to Andreessen, who leaks down the other end all by himself. Andreessen lays it in on the other end. 61-52. Andreessen's got 21. Foul on the other end of the floor by Jordan Ramirez. 9.7 seconds remaining. That was Hermiston's foul to give. And so Southridge will set up Hermiston's defending. Howard, top of the key, weaves his way into the lane. Lefty floater, scoops in. He'll finish with 16. Ortiz will pick it up, doesn't even have to inbound it. 61-54. Hermiston winners tonight here against the Southridge Suns, and they will sweep away Southridge this evening at Hermiston High School. We're back with post-game. 2 minutes, and we're coming your way on AM 1360 KOHU.